Yeah. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, the Bad Diggity Dizzle. And once again, I am excited to have another episode of a Giants Roundtable with, again, three incredibly underestimated Giants YouTube content creators. I have worked with you a few times, TSR. It's good to have you back on the channel. We did some Yankee games together. Maybe we can do that again this year. That was a lot of fun.
Yankees and Nats are coming up, hopefully.
Yes, they are. And then, of course, PTA wanted to work with you for a long time. And Amir, I know we've been trying to get together for a while too. So both of you guys, welcome to the channel. And honor to have all three of you guys here. Anybody in the chat who is not subscribed to these three content creators, do me a favor. The links to all of their channels is in the description. You could go in there, click on them, sub them up, and ring that bell notification so you know when they are live. So just in case people don't know who you are, I'll let you guys introduce yourself. I'll start with you, PTA, since you are to my immediate left, and we'll go to Amir and TSR. So go ahead whenever you're ready.
All right, Mama, we made it. I'm over here on Bad Dog's channel. Man, so I am an old-ass New York Giants fan. I have been fortunate enough to see my team win all 4 Super Bowls and lose one. Been a fan for as long as I can remember. Man, I love this team. Even though I hate this team, I still love this team. And I was inspired by people like Bad Dog, and I decided, hey man, I'm gonna jump up on YouTube and I'm gonna scream in the microphone too. And so here I am.
I appreciate it. I didn't realize you were so we got some elder statesmen in here, because I believe TSR is also old enough to remember all those Super Bowls, as am I. Amir's a little younger than us. Tell us about yourself there, sports critic.
Yeah, so I used to do the movie Critic, but then I wanted to do sports content because I saw people like Bad Dog and Entertainer do it. So they're kind of like the inspiration, you know. When they did it, it seemed so much fun. Also, I love the Giants. Been watching since the 90s. I'm a little bit younger. Only got to see 3 of the Super Bowls, 2 wins, 1 loss. Yeah, I've been watching since the 90s, like I said. So I've just been doing, Giants content and then doing all the other sports that I like. Basketball, baseball, all of that. And thank you for having me on, Bad Dog. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. TSR, go for it.
All righty. Well, the sports reaction, I'm also a huge Giants fan, but I was not quite watching football when the Giants won their first Super Bowl. I saw their other 3 wins, and I don't know what this loss you guys are talking about. I don't remember ever seeing the Giants in a Super Bowl they lost, so that must be some, I don't know, alternate universe.
You were drinking a lot. That's what happened.
I was drinking a lot, too. Maybe I was drinking with Kerry Collins.
He was drinking that day.
He was drinking, too.
Big Giants fan. Obviously, I'll always want to be here. If I wasn't, been a fan for a little over 30 years. I'm also a San Antonio Spurs fan, United States Women's National Team fan, a New York Yankees fan, a Washington Nationals fan, a UFC fan, an 80s movie fan, and of a metal band. So my channel really has become a jack of all trades, master of nothing. But it is YouTube, and I figure this is me, so that's what I'm going to put out there.
All righty. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, hi, y'all. He's from Los Angeles.
L.A. Lou, what's up,
Didn't
man?
know L.A. Lou talk like that. All righty. So I'm going to ask these 2 questions seem to be staples of my round table. So I'm going to ask you guys, this isn't really a Giants. This is more of an NFC East thing. So I can start with you, TSR.
All right.
Give me the record predictions for each team in this division in 2020.
All right. We'll start bottom to the top. Washington Redskins. 3-13. The New York Giants, 8-8. Philadelphia Eagles, 9-7. And I hate to say this, but Cowboys 10-6.
All righty. I like the 8-8. PTA, go ahead.
So this is not my forte, all right? I don't give predictions. But this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to agree with TSR in the order. I actually think that the Redskins probably win about 4 games. I think the Giants will probably win 6 or 7. I think the Eagles, they might win 9 or 10. And I think the Cowboys about to run away with this bad boy. And I hate saying that. It's going to make my wife happy because she's a dirty, nasty, stinky, filthy Cowboys fan. But I see the Cowboys running away with this one, and I hate it.
Yeah, I see what happened there. Happy wife, happy life. I don't really think he believes that they're going to run away with it. Amir, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think the Cowboys finish with 10 or 11 wins, Eagles with about 9 wins. Giants could have anywhere between 7 or 8. I'll say 7 because I went through the schedule. We have a really tough schedule, so I think 7. I'd be really happy if we go 8-8. And I think the Redskins probably win 4 games.
All right. You all have the Cowboys winning this division. If I'm not mistaken.
That's easy. That's
Yeah.
easy as hell.
I have the Eagles winning this division in a tiebreaker. I don't have any team in this division winning 10 games. I think the Eagles and Cowboys both finish 9-7, but the Eagles win the tiebreaker. We all have incredibly tough schedules. None of these teams are great. None of them really improved. Dallas lost a lot of pieces on defense, and the Eagles obviously lost. They lost Brandon Brooks, and you don't know about Carson Wentz. So it'll be an interesting season. I think the team that wins this division or wins the record within the division, I believe they can win the division. If we go 5-1 in this division, we have a good chance to win it. OGR Sports, my man. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know what happened to the message, but Brilly, it just says message retracted. I have no idea what happened there. I don't know what he did there, but I appreciate the super chat. It said something about these fellas being really good. I just glanced over it, didn't see it. And Delano, my man, thank you for the super chat. Delano's a great subscriber. Been with me for a long time. Brilly says wanted to show some love to the chat and Bad Dog. Salute to PTA, Amir and Rich. Love this sports and movie content. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. If you haven't done so again, man, do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up. We got 100 people. We got 49 likes. Well, that don't add up. So hit that thumbs up. More importantly, make sure you go into that description. Subscribe to each of these 3 guys. Their channel links are in the description. Okay. This has been one of my favorites questions for all the roundtables. And Amir, we'll start with you this time. Rank the quarterbacks in this division from best to worst.
All right. Number 1 is, I think, Carson Wentz. I think he is the best. He had the worst receivers and still made the playoffs last year. Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones. This one's so hard for me because I want to put Daniel Jones over Prescott, but I'm just going to go with Prescott for now. But I think Daniel Jones could surpass him this year. Just for now, I'll have Dak, then Daniel Jones, and obviously Dwayne Haskins last.
TSR.
Carson Wentz, ability-wise, might be number 1, but for your team to win, you got to be on the field. And one thing he's proven to us is he is injury-prone, so I'm not going to put him number 1. And you know what? On what I see in future potential, screw the Cowboys, screw Dak Prescott. I'm putting Daniel Jones number 1. Yeah! DJ's number 1. Number 2, Dak Prescott. Kind of a 2A, 2B because Carson is good when he's healthy, so they're kind of tied 2 and 3. And then whatever trash the Redskins throw out is number 4 this season.
PTA, go ahead.
I like
Dylon, and Dylon. I'm going to go with and so you know what? What the hell? I put Daniel Jones at number 1 too, man. Listen.
Wow.
Listen. And here's why I'm going to put Daniel Jones as number 1. It's not me being a homer. I just honestly think of the 4 quarterbacks in our division, Daniel Jones has the most potential to be the best. Okay. He's not the best right now, but I will say he's got the potential to be the best. Kid's a grinder. Kid's a hard worker. Kid's smart. Kid's got talent. All right. So potential wise, yeah, I put Daniel Jones number 1. All right, check it out. I personally don't think Dak Prescott sucks. All right, I'm putting Dak Prescott at number 2, right? And they're interchangeable depending upon what goes on in the season, man. I personally think Dak Prescott might be the best quarterback in the division. He is just, I just do. And then Carson Wentz, I'll put him at number 3 by default because Dwayne Haskins is trash. All right, I've been saying Dwayne Haskins was trash since he's been in Ohio State. All right, so Carson Wentz is number 3. All right, but somebody blows on Carson Wentz wrong, and he's in the hospital. So there you go.
Rob Program, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, you the man, Bad Dog. How can I be the man when you the man? See the Giants 9-7 and 10-6. I love your optimism, man. I hope so. And most of you guys in this chat know that I think Carson Wentz is the best quarterback in this division. I don't think it's close. There's no doubt about it. His talent is superior to the other 3 at the moment. And I did put Daniel Jones above Dak Prescott, which got a response from Scooter Magruder, but Scooter Magruder also predicted the Cowboys to go 19-0. So really, whose prediction is better? I would say mine is. I put Dak 3rd for the simple fact I think Dak benefits from an incredible team around him. And if you switch Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones, I guarantee you Daniel Jones would have way better numbers than Dak Prescott. Not close. And I've never been a fan of Dwayne Haskins. Let's face it. He benefited from 6 offensive players that went to the NFL that was surrounding him at a spread offense at Ohio State, not pro ready like Daniel Jones was. And it showed. I mean, he's raw. He's going to get better, but I don't think he'll ever be as good as Daniel Jones. So that's kind of how I look at it. Okay, PTA.
Bad dog, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. All right, you really messed up by bringing me on this channel because I'm a guy that's always here for the smoke. Okay, and I see somebody in the comment section talking big smack about Daniel Jones.
Oh, you're going to get that in these streams.
21, if that's your real name. All right, you talking about Daniel Jones got hurt last year. All right, it was a sprained ankle, and Daniel Jones is a monster. And if it wasn't for the fact that we was already out of it on that season, he would have played. If we was playing for something, he would have played. So here's what you do. One of the people that run this chat, I need Mark Primetime 21 to be on timeout for 21 minutes. 21 of them.
I listen. Some of my best subscribers and supporters are Eagles and Cowboys fans. I've had them on here forever. That's part of it. I enjoy the trash talk, and I think it's funny. I do think Carson Wentz is the best quarterback, though. I definitely do. Like I said, he's tall. He's got great arm strength. He's mobile. And the guy threw for 4,000 yards without having a wide receiver hit 500. I do think Daniel Jones could be better than Carson Wentz. I'm not ready to put him there yet. Yeah. I think he showed a lot of promise. I think once the Giants have a good team around him, you're going to see him benefit quite a bit, and that's what they're working on. So I'm excited about that. So let's
be a healthy team too. By the way,
that'd be nice
because they were shuffled with offensive weapons all year last year, so that hurts a rookie quarterback too. People give Jones a lot of crap. He had a garbage offensive line. Compromised Saquon Barkley half the season. Evan Engram missed half the season. His wide receivers are not in the lineup, so that's a lot to deal with this rookie quarterback.
And a terrible offensive line on top of it. My man Steel 58's in the chat. He giving me hell. How is a Steeler fan going to come? Everybody hating on Daniel Jones. Steel 58 saying Daniel Jones is less than Daniel Boone. I always give my Cardinals guy, Arizona Animal. He loves to give me shit too about Daniel Jones all the time. Sajid Sayed, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly, thoughts on Trashkin's overrated rookie year? I don't think it was overrated. I think that he had a bad year, and I think everybody knows it.
He stinks.
I was going to say, TSR, what do you think about Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold, he stinks.
He stinks. But yeah, I don't think Haskins. I really don't think he was overrated. I know Redskins fans or whatever they're going to call themselves going forward said, hey, he had a great 4 games at the end of the year. So did Darnold, and it didn't make a bit of a difference. So we'll see exactly how that happens. I don't know. The quarterback thing's always interesting. I always tell you guys, if you do want to troll a fan base, go after the quarterback. Everybody's protective of the quarterback all the time. Let's talk about the draft for a second. I'll get you guys' opinions on this. We'll start with you, PTA. Give me the grade of our draft and give me your favorite pick of our draft.
So, it seemed like I was in the minority when the draft happened, right? Because I was paying attention to Giants Twitter. I was just like seeing how people thought about this draft. And some people were like kind of lukewarm about this draft. I personally think this is one of the best Giants drafts I've seen in a long time. Great. All right. I can't even pick. I really can't pick a favorite draft pick to be completely honest. Like Thomas is a beast, right? I really like Matt Parrott. I really like him. Mm-hmm. Lemieux, I've watched some film on him. I really like him. Like, you got to understand, I'm a defensive line guy. All right, I played defensive line my entire career as a football player, and I've coached the defensive line on multiple occasions. So I'm paying attention to the trenches. So those are the guys that I'm excited about. I mean, Darnay Holmes looks good too. Xavier McKinney looks good. I mean, like, I can't pick a favorite drafted player because I think all of these players, at least from round 1 to probably like round 4 or 5, mm-hmm. they're all gonna contribute. So like, I love this draft. I give it an A, 6+ because I thought it was great.
Nice. Amir, what do you think?
Yeah, I like this draft. I agree it was pretty good. I'm not going to go as high as A 6+, but I would say that it is. I would say it's a B+. My favorite pick was actually McKinney because of the value. he is a first-round talent. We got him in the second round. I love Andrew Thomas as well. I think that was great. I like Peart. He can, become something later on in the future. So, yeah, I do like this draft. Holmes was good for a slot corner. Yeah, I like this draft pretty well. So I'm going to say B+, and my favorite was McKinney because of the value.
Nice. Rich, what do you think?
I think I'm going to hold reservations on giving draft grades now until after I see a year of football because, A, I don't follow college football. I barely watch it, which is why people got on my case when Andrew Thomas was drafted. Like, what are you doing? He's great. I'm like, I'm just going by who the experts said the Giants were going to pick, which was Isaiah Simmons at the time or Jedrick Wills or maybe Tristan Wirfs. And if we gave a grade preseason for the Giants draft last year, most of us probably would have said D-, D at best, because we hated the Jones pick, and maybe a lot of us did. And now looking back retrospectively, they're like, wait, Jones was a great pick. Maybe a little early, but it was a great pick. Darius Slayton in the 5th round has turned out to be, he could be our best receiver. So just on its surface value, I'd say probably a B, but I really think we have to see what happens after this season. We drafted 800 freaking linebackers. Maybe one of those guys will pan out.
Hopefully.
Makes sense. Rob
I
Pro
love the McKinney pick. That was my favorite pick. I did not expect him to be there.
definitely buying me a McKinney color jersey when that comes out. Rob Program, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly, he says Darnold stinks. Yes, he does. He says, keep up the good work, guys. I love your channels. And LA Lou, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly. He says, I have the Giants going 8-8, maybe 9-7, but if a field goal or two goes the right way, maybe a wild card. I like taking long shots, but you ain't beating the Rams. He's a Rams fan. TSR, been speaking Spanish lately?
Not so much. No. I try to occasionally talk Spanish with my Spanish viewers, and it gets it's not very good, but I try.
Yeah, there's one thing. There's I don't know much Spanish, but I can tell you the last 3 years the Giants have been no bueno. I can tell you that much right now. So yeah, I mean, for me, I like the draft a lot. I would give that a solid B+. There's no doubt about it. I really loved Andrew Thomas. I just didn't think the Giants were going to draft him. Everything you heard was Jedrick Wills and Tristan Wirfs, so I figured we were going that way. Did not want Wirfs, did not want Becton. Was happy with Andrew Thomas. Love the McKinney pick. I'm a secondary guy. PTA, you said you're a defensive line guy. I'm a secondary guy, so I'm always big on the secondary players, the corners, the safeties. I love them. So I love McKinney. Love the Darnay Holmes pick. I like that we went out and got James Bradbury in free agency. So I really like what we did, man. I think the Giants had a really good draft. I think they built it the right way for a change. And, like you said, man, I think a lot of fans were lukewarm on this to begin with, but I think they're going to like it in the end. And Rich, you made a great point because everybody was down last year because I know I was. I didn't want to watch the rest of the draft after we took Daniel Jones. Boy, was I wrong about that pick. Thank God about that one. No
glad
doubt.
to be wrong, by the way. I think we're all glad to be very wrong.
I was wrong. I was wrong, too. I didn't think he was going to be that good, but I'm so happy he proved me wrong.
But I'll tell you this, the guys that don't make videos, the guys on Twitter and Instagram, never show their face, they all knew he was going to be a home run. They all knew it. They all knew it. They all watched Duke football. Everyone.
Listen, I was so wrong in my feelings about Daniel Jones when we picked him up that I made a bet with my wife that I am surely going to regret. I'm not going to say what it is unless it happens. All I will say is that some of the content on my channel is going to change for a little bit.
Let me ask you this, PTA Sports. So how is your wife a Cowboys fan and you a Giants fan? Like how does that work exactly?
Okay, so my wife is originally from California, and so when I met her, she lived in Arizona, and I don't know, like I thought she probably would be like a Rams fan or maybe a Chargers fan, 49ers fan. When she's like, oh, yeah, I like football. I'm like, oh, yeah, who's your team? She's like, the Cowboys. And I'm like, oh. I almost hung up the phone. Like, I'm done talking to you. But just when she became a fan of football, she just liked the Cowboys, I guess. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, right? My wife is an immigrant. She moved to America when she was 3 years old, didn't get into sports or nothing like that until she got a little older. So by the time she got older in life, I guess there was a bunch of Cowboys fans around her, and she was like, all right, well, I'm going to just rock with the Cowboys with y'all. That's probably what happened. But
Gotcha. I always like to find out how rivals become a husband and wife. So football game days are always probably a lot of fun. Johnny the Turtle, my man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, he says, Stella, bad dog, you're the man. Johnny, how can I be the man when you're the man? And he says, my friend, your thoughts on the Jackson comments, and what do you think my Eagles decide to do? Also, the Giants always stink. I know nothing about the Deshaun Jackson comments. I haven't watched a video on it. I didn't see what he said. I just saw a lot of things pop up my feed. I've been incredibly busy today. I went back to the office today. So, and that was my sister-in-law's 21st birthday today. So I went right from work, picked up my son, went over there, got home about 9 o'clock. That's kind of why I pushed this back to 9:30. Like I said, I was just in a hurry. So I didn't get it. I have not seen any of it. So I honestly cannot answer the question. I really don't know. I also see Whitney's in the chat. Always good to see my girl Whitney in the chat. And we got 150 people in here again. So if my man Hakeem J was in here, I'd say, let's make that 100 likes like that. To 100 likes, man. Make it happen. 155 people, 76 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. More importantly, go into the description, guys. A link to all three of these gentlemen. If I use that term loosely. This is a motley bunch, let's face it. But the links to all their channels are in the description. Sub them up and ring that bell so you know when they drop content. Rob Pro, Bram, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Do you think we will keep the same coaching staff more than, say, a few years? Or will they move on and get a head coaching gig? That's always tough. That's a great question, and it depends on how successful we are. If we are successful, then they're probably going to leave for greener pastures. That usually happens, but that's a good thing. If your coaches are leaving for head coaching jobs, it means your team's successful. It's something you actually want to see happen. But I think the guys will be here for a couple of years. So let's actually talk about that right now. We'll start with you, Amir. I think I forgot where I left off before, but who is your favorite coaching hire outside of Joe Judge this year for the Giants?
My favorite actually was Jason Garrett because I think he could be a really good offensive coordinator for us and also a takeaway from the Cowboys. So I like Jason Garrett. I think he was the best coaching hire that we did. I wasn't that high on Patrick Graham, but I hope he proves me wrong.
Okie dokie. PTA, what do you think? Who is your favorite coaching hire?
I'm biased, man. I'm a defensive line guy, man. I like Coach Chaos.
A lot of people like him.
When we got Coach Spence, I went and I just like kind of looked. I was looking to see who these guys were because I didn't know any of them. And so like I looked up some video on Coach Chaos, and like he reminds me of me as a coach. He's full of energy. He's yelling. He's crazy. He's flying around. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And, when you got a coach like that, and I've said this in the past, I said this on Wax. When you got a coach like that whose energy is at 1,000, you're at 1,000. You're going to play like that. So I am in love with Coach Chaos. Yeah,
a lot of people like Coach Chaos. A lot of people like him. Rich, who is your favorite offseason hire this year?
Might be the first time I say this year, but I'm going to agree with Amir.
Why is that the first time?
I like the Jason Garrett hiring. A lot of people wrote him off like, well, he can't win. I look at his tenure with the Cowboys, and he always had high-power offenses out there. I mean, yes, it was the personnel, a lot to do with that, but I feel like considering the running backs that have succeeded with Garrett as a coach, when you look at Ezekiel Elliott and then, heck, who was the guy before him that had like 500 carries and went somewhere else. His career tanked after that. Marco Murray. And he's always had I don't know. I just feel like he's going to have something to prove. And I think he's going to surprise people. The Giants offensive coordinator. I like some of the things I'm hearing, what he's going to do with the 21 personnel. I'd like to see Barkley have a blocker more. Maybe he needs it. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe we'll be with more 3 wide receiver sets. But I'm curious to what he can do with this offense. He's an experienced coach. And he's a hell of a lot better than, Shermer's and that staff, that doo-doo they were throwing towards DJ. I think DJ's going to succeed with him. It's going to be a fun year, and I have high expectations. If he doesn't pan out, then Cowboys fans will be right.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. I really liked the 2 guys you brought over from Dallas. I like Jason Garrett a lot. I did not want him as a head coach, but I did think he'd be a great offensive coordinator. And again, I've mentioned this ad nauseum, what he did with Tony Romo, how he made him into a superstar. This is an undrafted guy out of Eastern Illinois, for crying out loud. He turns him into a Pro Bowl quarterback. Then you take a 4th-round pick out of Mississippi State and Dak Prescott, and you make him into a star as well. So I like what he's been able to do, developing not just the quarterbacks, but building a game plan around their strengths. And I really think you're going to see Daniel Jones take a big step up because Dak Prescott's one of the best at play action passes. Play action pass is perfect for a mobile quarterback that can move around in the pocket when you have a tight end that runs a 4-4. So I think you're going to see a lot of play action passes. I think you're going to see a lot of running, and I think you're going to see Daniel Jones maybe not so much scrambling for yards, but he's going to be outside the pocket because our offensive line may have gotten better as far as the draft goes, but they're still very young and inexperienced, and you want Solder to play a lot better than he did. NYG31, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, I have the Giants at 8-8 or 6-10. Yeah, I have us at 6-10, actually. But I think our ceiling is 9-7 because I think we could split with the Cowboys and Eagles. I really do.
We will split with the Cowboys. We're beating those freaking teams this year, dude. We're beating them.
I hope so, man. I'm sick of losing to them.
Yeah, we should have beat the Eagles last year. We had the lead and we lost it. I mean, who knows?
Which year you just last year? It feels like we could say it to the last few years.
We could. We can't.
Last year we had the lead all the way up till the end, you know?
Well, last year was because our coach is an idiot. Like that's what it was.
Yeah.
Our coach was a moron.
So maybe that'll help us out.
Yeah, maybe it'll be better this year.
He was. He's terrible. I hated Shermer.
Me too.
Everybody knows that he stinks. A lot of quotes about Pat Shermer from me that people like to repeat. I think people's favorite one that I said was I want to haul off and punch Pat Shermer in the windpipe as hard as I can and watch him choke.
Yeah, I was watching that stream when you said that.
What's that?
I was watching that stream when you said that.
Yeah, that was after we blew that game against the Eagles in 2018. I was not. I hate losing to Philadelphia, man, and we always do. Always find a way to blow it. It's so ridiculous. Rob Program, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, he says, what are you guys' favorite players now and back then outside of the Giants? We'll start with you, TSR.
I mean, outside back then, your
favorite players back in the day now that aren't Giants.
Yeah, Barry Sanders was my favorite player to watch. I was not a New York Giant. Just watching him from start to end in the 90s, just doing things on the field that is a compliment to Saquon Barkley when I tell people he's the closest thing I've seen to Barry Sanders since Barry Sanders, because just the way he can just move and just cut and just like, 5-yard loss. That's a touchdown. He just took it 80 yards to the house. Yeah, so definitely Barry Sanders back then. I'll just do one. And then currently my favorite player to watch, I guess I'll go with the $500 million man, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, he's fun. He's definitely fun to watch. No doubt about that.
Yeah, so back in the day, I would say that my favorite was Randy Moss, just because of the dynamic plays he would make. I hated when he joined New England, but he was so damn fun to watch.
He was.
Crazy catches, I really didn't see Jerry Rice that much, saw him towards more the end. But Randy Moss, I saw him in his prime. He was amazing. Just a great player. And then somebody right now, currently, trying to think. I like Lamar Jackson. I know he chokes in the playoffs and stuff, but I think he's getting better every year, and I like that. And he's really fast, and he runs for a lot of yards. Kind of reminds me of Michael Vick, which was another player I love to watch. So Lamar Jackson was also one of them. Patrick Mahomes is a great choice too, though, of course.
Yeah, there's some exciting players. Before we get to PTA, I just want to address this super chat. Brilly, Sam Darnold, where go, Jacket, thank you for the super chat. He says, do you regret taking Barkley because that defense, LOL? I don't know. Do you regret choosing that screen name because it's absolutely ludicrous? Sam Darnold, the only jacket he'll be wearing is that fire safety green when he's emptying garbage trucks because that guy is trash. PTA, go ahead. Who's your favorite player from back in the day and today that's not a Giant?
I got a lot of players that I really liked. And it's funny because as a guy who's a big defensive guy now, when I was younger, I loved quarterbacks. So like Randall Cunningham was somebody that I loved watching Randall Cunningham play. I loved watching John Elway play. Warren Moon, I loved watching him play. I love quarterbacks when I was a kid for some reason.
I can tell you and I grew up in the same era because you're naming a lot of guys that I like too, man.
We did, yeah. Like John Elway was probably Randall Cunningham is number one. He was like my number one favorite quarterback, and then John Elway was like my number two favorite quarterback. Today, man, I love watching like Khalil Mack work. I'm just in awe when I watch Khalil Mack on the field. He's so much fun to watch, just because his tool set is so vast, man. He can beat you with so many different moves. His hand placement is great. He's got good bend. The way his hips move are fantastic. The way he's always there to make the play. I love watching Khalil Mack work, and then I love watching Von Miller work also as well.
Yeah, well, those are great choices. I know for me, much like you, PTA, it's hard to narrow it down when I was a kid because I liked so many players. Not with Rich. I loved Barry Sanders. I loved Barry Sanders. That guy was just amazing to watch. I loved Jerry Rice. I mean, I loved everything about Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is the greatest football player in the history of football, in my opinion. Just because he leads everything. And you can discuss like the greatest of all time in positions and have a debate. There is no debate at wide receiver, man. He owns every record and every postseason record. He's God. He's the GOAT. There's no doubt about it. So he was a lot of fun to watch. I loved Dan Marino. There's another guy that I absolutely loved. And then there was guys like Steve Atwater who would just knock the dead off, and Ronnie Lott. Like, I love those hard-hitting safeties. Even like a guy like Chuck Cecil who played for the Cardinals back in the day. I loved guys that like lit you up.
Brian Dawkins was another one of those.
I hated him, though. I hated him.
I rock with Brian Dawkins. He was a monster on the field.
He was good on the Eagles, yeah.
My favorite player now, though, is Deshaun Watson. I love Deshaun Watson.
Oh, he's great.
I feel so bad that he's on the Texans. I really hope he leaves there so he can go to a team that isn't trying to disintegrate the team around him like Bill O'Brien does over there. That poor guy, man. He needs a better team around him for sure. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly. He says the Cowboys are a 500 team since Jimmy Johnson left. Barry Switzer won with Jimmy Johnson's team. When those players left, Jerry Jones couldn't replace them. They have been a documented 500 team since. Salary cap had a lot to do with that. They haven't been able to buy. Everybody always says the Yankees bought their championships. The Yankees developed their players and signed them. Cowboys would go out and get the highest price free agents they could do. The same thing can be said for the Niners. They haven't won since the salary cap either, but they've been in 2 Super Bowls since then. They just haven't won. The Cowboys haven't even made an NFC championship game since 1995, I don't believe. So it's been a while. I'm going to be 44 in 2 weeks. Last time the Cowboys won anything, I wasn't even legally old enough to drink. That's how that's been. It's been a long time
ago, yeah.
Okay.
In regards to that Barkley comment from earlier, I just want to address something there. How many teams can say in back-to-back drafts they drafted their franchise running back, of course we're hoping, we think he is, and their franchise quarterback? Those are centerpieces of your offense, and we got it in 2 years.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's just, and that's the thing. We weren't rebuilding the year before when we took Saquon Barkley. You rebuild with a quarterback. So I feel like we started our rebuild this year. I agree. OGR Sports mentions that all the time. By the way, if you guys haven't done so, TSR and OGR, they have like a what is it, Big Blue Breakdown?
Big Blue Breakdown.
Monday nights every other week.
Every other week during the off season and the regular season, we'll recap the games and hopefully recap and wins. But kind of like what you and Entertainer do, 1 week's on my channel, 1 week's on his channel. We go back and forth.
So make sure you guys check that out because they do a great job on that. I love watching that stuff. Rob Program, man, thank you for the super chat, man. I really appreciate the love, brother. Brilly says, I want Bad Dog as Giants' next GM. And the rest of the roundtable, part of the coaching staff. I would definitely take PTA and my coaching staff. I like a guy with that energy that just, you mess up, he's going to punch you in the mouth. I get that from PTA. I respect that.
I will. When I coached my guys, how long are we going? We've been going for 33 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, cool. When I coach my guys, I fuck them up. Okay? Like straight up. I fuck my guys up. And if you mess up, then your ass is off the field. I don't play around when it comes to this football shit. This is a gladiator sport, and especially if I'm dealing with linemen, your job is to knock a fat guy on his ass and then go knock someone's helmet off of their head. And you get bonus points if their helmet flies off and their head's still in it. So,
so you're from the Buddy Ryan school.
Yo, yeah. I'm old school, man. I'm old. And when I played football, when I first came into football, the only reason why I even wanted to play was because I could hit people and no one would beat me up after the game. They'd be like, good hit. And I'm like, oh, I could just hit people? Like, that's it? Cool. And that's all I've ever wanted to do was just hit people. So you should want to hit people hard.
I like that. See, I'm from that that philosophy myself. I like that myself. Reekin' War Dog, thanks for the super chat. My man, Brilly says, I've been going a while, but glad you're still killing it. I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate it very much.
Whoa. Diehard Giants fan, Saquon Barkley less than every other running back? Your arrow's going the wrong way, bro.
Yeah, we know what he meant. Diehard Giants fans, part of the 420 crew. We got a 420 crew. Sometimes, it gets to be 421. They lose track of the time, and they, sometimes the greater than, less than sign gets a little confused. I saw Coach Masters in the house. I see my boy Afghanistan's in the house. Love you guys, man. Thank you all for being here.
Afghanistan. Listen, I want to say it was my last live stream. Okay. I had quite a few people in a live stream, but it was just me and Afghanistan talking damn near the whole live stream. Shout out to my man Afghanistan. I love that dude.
He's the man. He is in Afghanistan is in every one of my streams. And when I do the 24-hour stream, Afghanistan is there waiting for me, and Afghanistan is there after I leave. And Afghanistan's like, what do we do now? I'm like, how about you get some sleep, my man? You can sleep too. He sleeps less than I do, that guy. I don't know when he sleeps. And I think that I'm related to him. We have way too much in common in Afghanistan. It's awesome. Prison Mike, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, Prison Mike, don't drop the soup. He says, Cardinals have a very tough division. I don't understand how some people have them as a sleeper team. They're getting swept by the Hawks and Niners. Well, the reason they're a sleeper team is because Kyler Murray, well, for me, I can tell you why I have them as a sleeper team. Kyler Murray, to me, is a dynamic quarterback. I loved him out of OU. Everybody knows how I felt about Kyler Murray. I wanted the Giants to take Kyler Murray. There's no doubt about that. A year under Cliff Kingsbury's system, they started to improve a lot. They improved the defense with Isaiah Simmons. They got the right tackle in Josh Jones in the third round, and you added DeAndre Hopkins. So pretty much you drafted DeAndre Hopkins in the second round. So now you got Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins to go along with Kyler Murray. Offensive line is still a little question mark, and they do play in a tough division. But, a sleeper team is a team a lot of people don't expect to really do much. And by you saying they're going to get swept by the Hawks and Niners, that's kind of why they're a sleeper team. That's exactly why I pick them as a sleeper team. But, I have them beating us, so there's no reason we can't beat them. So,
yeah.
But that's a good point, though, Prism. Like, let's ask this question. Rich, we'll start with you. Give me your sleeper team in the NFC and the AFC.
New York Giants in the NFC.
I like it.
People are saying 2-14 and 4-12. I'm like, we had pretty decent free agency, a pretty good draft, and people are just crapping on this team. I'm seeing a lot of from ESPN for whatever reason. ESPN is just totally dissing our team. So I think the Giants are going to be a surprise team in the NFC because, believe me, the last 3 years we've had 4 wins, 5 wins, and 3 wins respectively. So 8-8 would be a huge step up, and I think they can do it. I really do. A lot of people say you're nuts. I'm like, I think 8-8 is a possibility. In the AFC, you know what? This might be a weird one to go with, but I think so many people have completely written the Patriots off, forgetting they have a top-notch defense, and now they might have a legit quarterback again, depending on his health. If they win that division, I think that would be a big surprise and a sleeper because everybody just wrote them off immediately when Brady left. They're like, Tom Brady's gone, the team sucks. I'm like, they have a defense, and if the offense can be capable and just score enough, more than the other team, those turn to wins.
Yeah, I like it. I like the Giants one. Amir, go ahead. Give me your sleepers in the AFC and the NFC.
Okay, for the NFC, I have the Chicago Bears. I think if their defense can perform and be good, and also if Nick Foles can be the starter and not Trubisky, he can. That team can be really good, especially with Nagy. And Nagy knows a little bit kind of like the offense of Andy Reid. So that's why I picked the Chicago Bears. I think they can surprise some people. A lot of people think that they're just going to be bad, but I think that they can actually be kind of decent and maybe sneak into the playoffs. And on the AFC side, I was thinking about this team just like as a deep sleeper would be the Miami Dolphins. I do like their free agency pickups. I like Tua. If Tua starts eventually, and Devontae Parker is playing better. They're getting pieces on that team, and I think they're slowly rebuilding, but they're moving up. And I think that they won't make the playoffs, but they'll be pretty close, I think.
All right. PTA, I like that you ran back there and grabbed a couple of Yinglings.
I had to get some beer. I had to get the beer.
I got you. Listen, as a Giants fan, I know all about needing those cold beverages as a Giants fan.
Hey, listen, I'm from Jersey, man. I'm Yingling all day. Sleeper teams, man. I hate doing this too. if I had to say like a team that I think is I don't even know if I would consider these guys sleepers, but I think that these are teams that are going to play better than they did last year. Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are on the up, man. I think the Cardinals are straight up on the uptick. I wouldn't be surprised if they are one of those worst to first type teams. And then Amir stole my answer because I was going to say the Dolphins. I like what the Dolphins are doing right now. Like, I really do. I would not be surprised if the Dolphins sneak in the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like, if they don't, then I'd be like, okay, well, maybe next year. But it would not surprise me a little bit if the Dolphins just have some kind of crazy blow up, win a bunch of games they probably shouldn't win year. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm on the Dolphins train myself. That's been my sleeper in the AFC since they drafted Tua. I think Tua is going to be the best quarterback in this draft. I think Joe Burrow is going to struggle in Cincinnati. If Tua's healthy, I like what the Dolphins did. They got a ton of free draft picks, and they did really good in free agency as well. And I like Flores down there as a coach. So I think the Dolphins have a good chance. The Jets didn't really get any better, in my opinion. The Bills will be tough. The Patriots were beatable, but now with Cam Newton, I don't know if but the Dolphins always beat the Patriots. Every year they beat the Patriots in Miami.
Every year, at least one.
So why not this year? Let's get to some of these super chats. Steyr Giants fan, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. He says Saquon Barkley is greater than the rest of the league. My bad. You don't need to apologize. You didn't need a super chat for that. It was 420. It was 420, diehard. We don't need to worry about that. L.A. Lube. That's the comment that made me laugh. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says Prison Mike left the Rams out of that sweep prediction. Revoke his parole. Thanks for the super chat, brother. It's a great question. Brilly, he says, curious the grade. We'll get to that in a second, but he says, curious the grade everyone on the roundtable would give Gettleman as a GM. Rob Probrem, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, brother. He says, my sleeper teams are the Broncos, Colts, and Dolphins for the AFC, Lions, Giants, and Bears for the NFC. A lot of people like the Lions and Broncos. A lot of people do. I don't know if the Colts are a sleeper. I think they'll win the division. I think they walk away with that division. And KP, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, I need y'all NFC and AFC teams going to the Super Bowl in 2021. All right, we'll ask that in a second. So OGR Sports is a great question. We'll start with you, Amir, on this one. What would you give Gettleman as a grade as our GM?
For this year or for like just in total?
I think he means total.
Oh, total? Yeah, I would say my grade would be a B+. I think he's done a very good job in some aspects, and then some aspects he could have done better. I do like this year's draft. I really like almost every single pick because I was like, yep, that's what I wanted. I wanted a tackle. We got Andrew Thomas. I wanted safety. We got McKinney. So I'm pretty happy with the moves that he's been doing. At first I was kind of last year, if you asked me when they took Daniel Jones, because I didn't know who Daniel Jones really was, I would have given a way worse grade. But after seeing how that developed into something, and Saquon, I'm liking his picks. He's doing a good job, and I like his free agent acquisitions too.
All right, Yingling man, what do you got for me?
All right, before I start, I would just like to let Mark Primetime 21 know that your 21 minutes did end. But since you asked me if your 21 minutes ended, now you got 42 minutes. All right? Go sit down somewhere.
He said he loved the heat, though.
Go sit down. I'm going to keep giving him the heat. I'm going to keep giving him the smoke. Go sit down in the corner. The grown-ups are talking. Okay.
Smoking good in the 420 chat over there.
I'm biased. I'm a Gettleman guy, all right? And so, I understand a lot of the things that Dave Gettleman has done since he's got here. They're not all hits, man. There've been quite a few misses. And you know what? All the GMs have misses, man. We sit here and we act like there is not a single GM in the league that makes a mistake, signs a bad contract, makes a bad trade, gets a bad draft pick. These are things that are going to happen. And I don't understand why, Gettleman makes a mistake and then everybody dog piles on him. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all not see what Green Bay has done for the last 5 years? All right, but we treat Green Bay like they're this great, amazing, bomb-ass team because they've got probably the best quarterback in terms of athletic ability in the league. Probably not anymore because Patrick Mahomes is taking that and running with it. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that Dave Gettleman is going to make mistakes, all right? And I don't care if he makes mistakes with free agents. I really don't, okay? Because free agents are like so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. Look at what we do in the draft every single year, okay? We have built the nucleus of this team, all right? So I'm sorry if you're mad because Dave Gettleman signed an old running back when he first got here that was, helping the locker room, all right? I'm sorry if he made a trade for a middle linebacker that didn't quite work out in Alec Ogletree, okay? I'm sorry if you're mad that he let Landon Collins walk for nothing, but let's keep it real.
Don't be mad about that.
Not mad about that at all.
like a lot of people was pissed off about that, okay? But here's the thing, and I saw somebody was talking about it. I don't remember what channel it was. I'm not gonna name drop or whatever. But like somebody was talking about the fact that Dave Gettleman rescinded the franchise tag from Josh Norman, right? Mm-hmm. And Carolina Nation lost their damn mind. I can't believe you're gonna let him walk for nothing. And then he went to Washington and he sucked since. Like he has sucked since. So guess what? Maybe this dude can see like this guy is probably not in our future. Let him go. I'm not mad about none of these moves, and I don't understand why people is all pissed off at Dave Gettleman. Look at what he is doing for the nucleus of our team. We have a young team that could potentially be good for the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so what are you crying about? Stop it. Stop it.
And I noticed a couple of those guys you mentioned, Josh Norman and Landon Collins, they both stink, and Washington overpaid them both a ton of money, and you gotta love that.
But they would be mad. They would be mad if Gettleman gave them this crazy ass amount of money.
I know. He's damn. Some people, if he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. I'll get these super chats and I'll get to Rich. Rob Program, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all the super chats. I mean, I really appreciate it, brother. Brilly says New York Giants win the Super Bowl in 2021. 2022. But I like that optimism. OGR Sports made me laugh because when I read this comment, I started looking at Rich when PTA was talking, and I couldn't stop laughing because he says Rich looks so stoic when he's thinking, and he was very stoic. When he was talking. Rich, what do you think? What would you give Gettleman as far as a grade goes since he's gotten here?
I was stoked because the wheels were turning, and I was thinking, well, what do I like that he's done? And there's a lot that I like. I like the Bradbury signing. I thought that was great. The McKinney draft pick. I'm like, all right, the Jones, hated that at first, like it now, love the Barkley pick. And then on the other side, I see Nate Solder. I'm like, that was a lot of money. And then the DeAndre Baker pick is kind of not looking too good right now. Thought he was going to be off the hook, and he still has his legal issues, and there's a few other ones. I would give him a B. I think what Giants fans are looking at is the losses. You're not focusing on the team being built right now with the young talent, with the young players. I even thought the Golden Tate move was okay. I'm like, he's a veteran. He's one of those guys that surprise you with a 75-yard touchdown now and then. But we're focusing on all the losing and not looking at the next couple years. I think we're getting that. So many people are in that instant gratification. We have to win now. Got to turn around. Well, we were 4-12 last year. Yeah, but we got to be 12-4 this year. It doesn't usually work like that. NBA teams can do that when they have a huge free agent signing, like a LeBron James. The NFL doesn't work like that. You got 11 on offense, 11 on defense, special teams, a ton of guys on the bench. It's a process, and we're in that process right now. And like you said, it really started last year because when he drafted Saquon Barkley with my man Eli still in there, they were planning on trying to win something that year, make the playoffs. The rebuild officially started last year, so we have to be a little patient. And if this team wins 7 or 8 games, that's a huge step forward. So I'm going to give him a B. There's no Eli Apples, Eric Flowers, so we can't get him on too much.
You guys all make a bunch of really good points. I would give him a B- for what he's done. I think, PTR Sports, you mentioned a lot of this. And this is something I try to preach to a lot of younger guys. And I get that the younger generation is a little impatient. And a lot of them look at stats and they like fantasy football. You build through the draft. You do not build through free agency. This is why the Cowboys hadn't won in 25 years. This is why the Niners hadn't won in forever, because they can't buy them anymore. You have to have good drafts, okay? We had bad drafts for many years, and it started to rear its ugly head in 2013 because Jerry Reese didn't know how to draft. He took Ernie Accorsi's team, and he turned it into a Super Bowl team with some nice additions, and he did draft as good his first couple of years here, and then he started to fall off the map. You build your nucleus through your draft because with a salary cap, you need your young guys to perform before you pay them. Okay, that's pretty obvious, I would think. So I like the way he's drafted. He's done a really good job. Now, his free agent signings, they haven't panned out. Let's face it. But like you also said, PTA, I'm not going to get mad at him. He tried to fill the needs he had, and he was strapped for cash because Jerry Reese left us in a terrible spot, backloading contracts for guys like Janoris Jenkins, a.k.a. Shit Fondue, and Olivier Vernon, Snacks Harrison. And that's another guy. A lot of guys got mad because he traded Snacks Harrison. Oh, what are you doing? How are you only getting a 5th-round pick for him? Because a 31-year-old defensive tackle that's getting paid $12 million a year doesn't fit a team that's rebuilding. That's why. So some people just don't want to give this guy credit, don't want to see what he's trying to do. He's damned if he does. He's damned if he doesn't. He went out and got Ogletree. We needed a middle linebacker. It failed. He signed the best left tackle in the free agent market he could. It didn't work. So it's not for lack of trying. It's just he has had limited resources and not a lot of talent to go out there and get. You're going to see this come to fruition. I know OGR Sports and I have talked about this a lot, as of other people, on this channel. We're worried that if the Giants do have another bad year, that they're going to get rid of Gettleman. And we're starting over again. We got to ride out with Gettleman for at least a couple more years. You got to see what Daniel Jones does, man. The Daniel Jones thing.
Can I say something about Nate Solder?
Go ahead.
So here's the thing about Nate Solder, all right? Nate Solder is not bad, okay? I understand that people think Nate Solder is bad because he gives up a lot of sacks. But you got to understand, all right? Nate Solder is a guy that makes his defender take a wide angle. Now, when he was in New England, right, he had a quarterback. Tom Brady was not, super mobile, okay? But what Tom Brady did a lot was step up into the pocket, okay? Tom Brady did that a lot. Eli wasn't doing that a whole lot. Eli's head was too much on a swivel, and Daniel Jones is oblivious in the pocket. So, the fact of the matter is that, yes, Solder gives up a lot of sacks, and I'm not happy with Solder. I'm not sitting here trying to defend him and say that he needs to stay in his position or do anything crazy like that. But the fact of the matter is that the way Nate Solder has always played, even before he came here, was he made the edge rusher take a wide angle so his quarterback could step up into the pocket and deliver the ball quick. Tom Brady gets the ball out of his hands in 2 seconds. Eli doesn't. Daniel Jones doesn't. So,
Whoa. Eli was generally ranked pretty high. I think even last year he was top 10 in the limited play. He was right around 2.6 seconds, 2.5 seconds. He actually pretty quick. It's just because of all those goofy plays where he's holding on to it and gets falls and gets sacked. He actually had a pretty quick release.
Eli checking it down, and Eli's getting the ball out of his hands. But you're absolutely correct, TSR. We're running these goofy ass plays that require 5 seconds in the pocket. It don't work that way. It just doesn't work. But you know what? That's a discredit to stupid ass Pat Shurmur with his dumb ass play calling.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I think another problem with Eli and Daniel Jones being able to step up in the pocket is our center's been a train wreck. Whether that's been Jalapeno or the other guy's name is slipping my mind here. But our center position has been jacked up for years. So it's hard to step up in the pocket when there's pressure up the middle as well. We've seen a lot of jailbreaks as far as, pressure on the quarterback, whether it's Eli or Daniel Jones. But I never understood why Pat Shurmur didn't have Daniel Jones rolling out of the pocket, knowing that there was a lot of pressure coming from that left side because Solder was getting beat quite a bit last year. Rob Program, thank you for the super chats, my man. Really appreciate it. He says, it really hurts to be an Eagles fan. I see what you did there. Pun intended. Jalen Hurts, bad pick. I get it.
Waka.
Then he says, will the Giants give Leonard Williams an extension or let him walk? Also, how do you guys feel about Ingram? PTA, we'll start with you on this one. What do you think about Leonard Williams? Do they extend him or let him walk?
All right, this is a tricky one, right? Because Leonard Williams wants too much damn money. I like Leonard Williams. I think Leonard Williams is a good player. This is another thing that you guys are going to hear me constantly say on my channel when I'm talking about defensive line play. Sacks are nice. Sacks are cute. But I don't care about sacks. I care about pressures. I care about filling gaps. And for those who don't know what I mean when I say filling gaps, go look at the last video on my channel. I just did a whole last video explaining gaps and techniques. I care about you filling gaps. I care about you pressuring the quarterback because I'm cool with a sack. but I prefer for you to make the quarterback make a bad read, throw the ball, and we pick that bad boy off. So I'm cool with Leonard Williams. I'm not cool with paying him no crazy ass $20 million a year contract. All right. If he's willing to work with us a little bit, and maybe we pay him like 15 for like the next 2 or 3 years, cool. If not, deuces, my guy. That's kind of the way I feel about Leonard Williams. Was there another question? I went on.
How do you? We'll get to Evan Ingram and after.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Amir,
Evan Ingram is Mr. Glass, and I'm sick of him getting hurt. And I wish that this dude would play a full damn season because he's too damn talented to be hurt all the time with his stupid ass curly Q hair in the middle of it. Fix your damn hair. Fix your hair. Sick of it.
He needs to comb his hair with his walking boot. Maybe that'll fix it. Amir, what do you think about Leonard Williams?
Well, I want to see what Leonard Williams does this year, with the full year with the Giants, because last year he was traded in the middle of the season. Also, Betcher wasn't a good defensive coordinator, in my opinion. But again, with the money, don't want to overpay him as well. So I totally agree with that. So I want to see what he does this year. Hopefully he plays well, but I don't want to overpay him. Now, with Evan Ingram, I love Evan Ingram's talent. The problem is the injury. The injuries are really annoying. And, man, he could be so good with Daniel Jones. We've seen it. There's been plays that Daniel Jones throws him just a short pass, and he takes it to the house because he's really fast and really talented. But he's got to stay healthy, and I hope he does because tight ends are like, young quarterbacks' best friends. So that's what I'm hoping for.
All right. OGR Sports, have a great night, man. He says, well, I'm off to bed, guys, but I love the Roundtable. Appreciate you stopping by, as always. By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to OGR Sports, I don't have his link in the channel, but he was on one of these Roundtable. On the first Giants Roundtable I did. Sub him up. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. Amir's also closing in on 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. Let's get these guys there. And I also see my brother from another mother, the yin to my yang, the entertainer, stand up, is in the chat. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you. Rich, what do you think about Leonard Williams? Extend him.
God, these players, Jadeveon Clowney is a good example that look and say, yeah, I should get 20+ million a year. What have you done with your half sack last year? And yeah, pressures, I get filling gaps, but you know what? As a Giants fan, when I think of great Leonards on the defensive line and I want to see production, a certain guy that should be in the New York Giants Hall of Fame, Leonard Marshall, is getting sacks left and right. Now, yes, he had Lawrence Taylor over there. We don't have that type of caliber player. I'm not asking for him to get 10 sacks a year, but I want to see him get to the quarterback because NFL quarterbacks are so mobile today. Yeah, you might get credit for a pressure or hurry, but if it's a guy like Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, you might just be like, and run this way and then throw a bomb, especially against our secondary last year, which sucked. So he wants too much money. If he steps up this year, and I hope he does, great, good for us this year. But if he's going to be in that mindset, he's a $20 million end, the time to go. He's not. And Evan Ingram, oh boy, frustrating because this guy has incredible talent. His hands occasionally questionable. When I look at him, I think of Vernon Davis, not size-wise, but just a guy that can outrun everybody. A guy that's too fast for linebackers and too big for everybody else in the secondary. And it hasn't come together. If he doesn't play in at least 14 games this year, he's got to go. Maybe Caden Smith can take that spot. We see it all the time in the NFL. Your starter gets hurt, next man up takes the job and keeps the job.
Yep. I like the Vernon Davis comparison because he is very Vernon Davis-esque, but he, like you said, he just can't stay on the field. But yeah, he's a size matchup and is incredibly fast. At least I remember the 2011 NFC Championship game against San Francisco when Vernon Davis took it right down the sideline, ran right by everybody in our secondary against San Francisco, 7-0 lead. So, yeah, man, I like that. As far as Leonard Williams goes, the biggest problem with Leonard Williams was that we traded for him, and that's something that everybody gave Gettleman grief for. That's one thing that I really didn't like that Gettleman did. Most of the time, there's some things that he didn't do or that he did that I didn't like, but I understood it. The Leonard Williams thing, I still don't understand, so it'll be interesting. But I think whoever has the better year between Leonard Williams and Dalvin Tomlinson is going to get the extension. I don't think we keep both of them. But we could also let Leonard Williams walk and get Melvin Ingram or Joey Bosa because the Chargers aren't tagging both of those guys, and we need an edge rusher like that badly. So I can see Leonard Williams walking and us taking the money we pay Leonard Williams and giving it to a Joey Bosa or a Melvin Ingram, which would be great. I'm going to ask you guys one more question. I'm going to take questions from the chat. And we'll start with you, Rich.
Okay.
Give me your most hated Giant of all time.
My most hated Giant?
Most hated Giant of all time.
Oh, God. I mean, if he played for the New York Giants, I have a hard time saying hate. But a player that, it's Eli Apple and Eric Flowers do come to mind because they just let us down so much. I could even go back to Dave Brown or Danny Cannell just because they sucked. It's so hard. Now you got me thinking about, you know what? My most hated New York Giant of all time, Ray Handley. Coach took over Bill Parcells. He took a Super Bowl winning team and turned them into trash. Screw you! You suck! Boom! You got the hate out of me. I let it flow. Let the hate flow.
Freddy Krueger making an appearance on that one. Rich is the king of the imitations. I lost my train of thought. So Ray Handley's your all-time favorite hated or all-time hated Giant. I like that. PTA, who do you hate the most that played for the New York Giants?
There is only one name that matters in regards to a player from the New York Giants that I absolutely hate. And I'm going to say it in 3 words. Preston fucking Parker. I hate Preston Parker. If I ever see Preston Parker in the streets and he still has those stupid ass dreads on his head, I'm going to grab his fucking dreads. I'm going to tie it to the bumper of my car, and I'm going to drive really, really slowly because I don't want to get charged with vehicular manslaughter down the road because I hate Preston fucking Parker.
Nice. I got to tell you this, though, PTA, to be honest with you, I don't think you need to worry about him. I don't think you need to worry about any charges because he would drop the charges like he dropped every pass that was thrown. Amir, who's the Giant you hate the most of all time?
Yeah, for me, it is Eric Flowers, just because we took him early, and I was really hoping he would turn out to be good. So TSR kind of, but yeah, that's the guy. I was really, because offensive line, when it doesn't work out, it just really sucks, and you really want it to work out. And that's why, like, a lot of people were hesitant on Andrew Thomas and, like, these other tackles because, like you said before, that's why I kind of got why you wanted Isaiah Simmons, because the offensive tackle doesn't work out, Isaiah Simmons looks like he's going to be like almost a sure thing. So I'm really hoping that Andrew Thomas is. But yes, Eric Flowers pisses me off, man. I'm so happy he's gone from the team.
Yeah, I there was a bunch of them for me.
Yeah, there's so many.
Well, maybe the Isaiah Simmons things. I'm just a defensive guy. Yeah. I come from the 80s, with Parcells, Belichick, LT, Leonard Marshall, Harry Carson, Carl Banks, all those guys, Gary Reasons. That's what I grew up with. Jim Burt, George Martin. Those are my guys. So I just grew up with that Giants defense. And then, Strahan, Armstead, Jason Sehorn, who's one of my favorite players of all time. I grew up with that Giants defense. That's why I wanted Simmons. I'm a defensive guy, but certainly understand the need for a left tackle. Was very happy with Andrew Thomas. Rob Probrand has a question. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. And Sajid Syed, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly says Eli got 27 interceptions thanks to Ruben Randall. That was another guy I couldn't stand. Was freaking Ruben Randall.
I hate you, Ruben Randall. I hate you.
Could not stand him. Rob Program says, will Danny Dimes become a Hall of Fame quarterback someday? And who would you compare his game to? PTA, we'll start with you on this one.
I don't know.
So hard.
I'm not. Listen, I ain't doing that. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. I hope. Let's just say that I hope. I said on Tanner's channel that I think that Danny Dimes looks like a more mobile Eli Manning. That's who he reminds me of when I watch him. Like he looks like a mobile Eli Manning.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I like what I see.
Nothing wrong with that. TSR, who does he remind you of? Do you think he'll be a Hall of Famer someday?
I think he could. If the pieces stay around him, and he's got to stay healthy. That's the key. Stay healthy. I see the tools there. I think he's got the mental capacity. Just got to put it together. And you know what? Maybe I'll get some flack for this, but since he's mobile, I'm getting visions of other mobile quarterbacks. Maybe John Elway or Steve Young a little bit.
That's what I was thinking.
I like the John Elway comparison.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
That's what I was going with. Yeah.
His teeth aren't big enough though, but I like
Wow. Elway did have the horse teeth. There was
Elway has big ass teeth, yo. He had teeth on his teeth.
Amir, who do you think he's most compared to? I also saw someone in the comment section said they hated Trevin Wade. I couldn't stand him and J. Ron Hosley either.
Yeah.
They're the Keystone Cops out there. Amir, who does he remind you of?
Yeah, I was going to say John Elway, actually, because of the fact of the mobility and how he's accurate with his passes and things of that nature. To say Hall of Fame, way too early for make that prediction, but he's got to cut down on the fumbles, not make too many mistakes, and just, pass for a lot of touchdowns. And, of course, then he could be a Hall of Famer. But it's only 1 year. And you want me to predict? I don't know. Too quick.
Yeah, we want you to predict. Grow up here. Say yes or no, Amir.
I can't do it. It's way too early. I need to see more.
I agree. I agree with Amir. I think he's played 1 year. It's hard to say, but I also agree with you, Rich, that if he's got we saw a lot of talent on a team that wasn't so talented, as a rookie that stepped into a tough situation with a bad coaching staff, a bad offensive line, an injured running back, a guy that did not have. He had not one game did he have Barkley, Ingram, Shepard, and Tate on the field at the same time. And he was a rookie, and he's filling Eli Manning's shoes, and everybody hated the pick. The guy could not have had any more pressure on him, and I think he did pretty damn good. The guy that he reminds me of, the more and more I watch him, Tony Romo. I see Tony Romo there, a guy that's not going to run for 200 yards, but can move around in the pocket, and he can improvise. And if he needs to get 8 yards for a first down, he can do it. So I see a little bit of that Tony Romo in there. I do. Let's just hope he doesn't choke in the playoffs like Tony Romo.
Yeah,
Tony Romo was a damn good quarterback.
He was good in the regular season, just in the playoffs he would choke.
Yo, Tony Romo was good as hell. He was really good. He just choked.
But Daniel Jones' first game as a pro, I mean, you saw the clutch gene. He went right down there, scored the game-winning touchdown against Tampa Bay. Drove us right down the field, scored a game-winning touchdown. You knew he had it at that point. So that was great. Let's see if we can get some more questions here from the chat. Yeah, Trevin Wade sucked, Rich. Rich Rivera, I could not stand Trevin Wade at all. By the way, guys, if you haven't done so, again, we got 185 in here, so thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up button for me. That helps out the stream. If you haven't done so, more importantly, make sure you guys go into the description. The links to all three of these great Giants content creators are there. Click on those links. Sub up their channels. Ring the bell notification so you know when they drop some content. And as always, thank you all for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. Looking for some questions. Who has a question?
I have a question for you, Bad Dog.
Yes, go ahead.
How's this for a live stream?
Shit, I'm going to head out. The black guy always dies in these movies. I'm going to head out.
Oh, man. There you go. Nick the Wick has a question. Which we'll start with you on this one, Amir. Which team do you hate the most?
For me, it's the Cowboys. I know a lot of people hate the Eagles the most, but it's just ever since I was younger, I grew up at the time where the Cowboys were just like winning Super Bowls at that time. And I know a lot of Cowboys fans in New York, surprisingly. There are a lot of Cowboys fans here. I know Bad Dog knows that, and especially
yes, I do.
I don't know many Eagles fans. I know they're really annoying, and they're probably the team that I hate the second most. But for me, it's been the Cowboys.
Yeah. PTA, who do you hate the most?
Well, I'm gonna have to tell this story again. So I'm petty as hell, y'all. I'm just so fucking petty. I hate the Washington Redskins.
What?
The reason why I hate the Washington Redskins is because I'm in Virginia, right? That's where I live.
Okay.
I'm in Virginia. And here's the thing. I love Redskins fans. I've been to multiple games at FedEx. I've had a great time. The fans are great. I don't have a problem with the fans, okay? But here's the thing. This is actually my second time living in Virginia. And the first time I lived in Virginia, I dated a girl who was a Redskins fan, and she was a piece of shit, okay? So because of that, I always want the Redskins to lose because I know that when the Redskins lose, she's having a shit day. I'm petty as hell and I don't care. I hate the Redskins.
All right, so he dated a Redskins fan and married a Cowboys fan. You date any Eagles fans in the day?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You went through the whole.
I don't discriminate, okay? I don't care. I don't care what team you like, all right? As long as you give me that action, it's good.
Rich, who do you hate the most in football?
Hey, PTA, real quick. What part of Virginia you in?
I'm in Northern Virginia.
Well, I lived in Fredericksburg for 10 years, so that's what I was just wondering. So I hated the Redskins when I lived there because I got sick of hearing about it. But which team do I hate the most? I actually have to give two. And maybe this answer is illegal. I don't care. It's my answer. The New England Patriots and the Boston Red Sox. Super Bowl.
Baseball.
Red Sox. I'm right there with you. I freaking hate
the Red Sox either.
I can't hate the Patriots. I can't hate
Yeah,
them.
you can.
No, I can't.
I hate the Patriots.
I
can't hate
Bill
him either.
Belichick too much. I love Bill Belichick too much to hate the Patriots.
I'm the same
I
way.
love Bill Belichick.
I
don't
can't
like the
do it.
either.
This is a team that tried to take 2 Super Bowls away from your New York Football Giants,
And
gentlemen.
we kicked the shit out of them, and we did what we were
right.
supposed to do. So I'm happy about that. I love Bill Belichick. That's my guy. I can't hate the Patriots. Now, when Bill Belichick leaves, then fuck the Patriots because fuck Boston.
Oh, okay.
My man, Mr. A. Lewis Sr.'s in the chat. He says the Giants player I hated the most is Barry fucking Bonds. Of course, he's talking about he's a Dodgers fan, so he hated the San Francisco Giants, Barry Bonds. I loved Barry Bonds as a Yankee fan. I just thought Bonds was great. By the way, shout out to Mr. A. Lewis Sr., man. Thank you so much for the Yankee hat. I did get that today. I swung by my P.O. box. I didn't know if Meat Tarhan was in the chat. I also got Meat Tarhan's Bad Dog patches, so thank you for those. And, of course, huge shout out to my man, Dire Giants fan, who's just a man. I got my LA Lakers shirt today. I know a Kobe Bryant jersey on the way. You guys are too good to me, man. I say it all the time, so I really appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you so much. Mr. A. Lewis Sr., I got this Yankee hat. Mr. A. Lewis Sr. sends me a different Yankee hat like every month. He's the man, so I really appreciate it. Just want to let you know I got that. Rob Program, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, he says, will we target a wide receiver or pass rush? And what's the biggest need? I feel pass rush. I'm always about defense. You the man. How can I be the man when you're the man? Brilly. Let me just get the rest of these, then we'll go with that question. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, Jones reminds me of Kenny Anderson of the Bengals. Kenny Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, L.A. Lou. Kenny Anderson was a damn good quarterback for the Bengals. And they probably should have won Super Bowl 16, but, they kind of got off to a really bad start. That interception he threw to Dwight Hicks inside the 10 was not very good for Kenny Anderson. Other than that, he played a pretty good game. New York for Life 12, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, did the guests take Adderall before going live? I don't even know what the hell Adderall is. It's some kind of thing. I don't even know what the hell it is. George Springer takes it, I think.
It helps you concentrate.
Are you saying that we don't have enough energy? Because Adderall is a downer. It helps you focus. If you want some fucking energy, I'll give you some energy. But if I give you some energy, I'm taking over the whole damn show. Is this what you want? Is this what you need? Because I'll give it to you.
New York for Life. He should have brought some hummus for the guest tonight. New York for Life, a big fan of the hummus. Rob Program, you're the man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly. He says, I really hate them girls. Dak Bortles may move on from Dallas, and he may ask for $50 to $55 million a year because of that Mahomes money. He'll never get Mahomes money.
No.
He ain't won anything. I do think Dak's going to get about $40 million a year, though. I do.
Right.
Danny Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly. He says, do you think the Giants will use 2 tight end sets? There's a lot of Cowboys fans here in Manteca, California. The area is Raider Nation. Let's quick story about the thing, and I've told this story before. So I live upstate New York. I'm about a half an hour away from Massachusetts. Back in 2000, for every 10 Yankee fans you saw up here, maybe 20 saw a Red Sox fan. After 2004, it was like 50-50. Don't know where the hell they came from. Don't know what happened. I don't know if they migrated or they just jumped on the bandwagon. You would think the same thing would happen with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. There are no Patriots fans around here, ever. You never see Patriots fans. It's unbelievable. They don't exist around here. I'm right on the Mass border. They're not here. But Cowboy fans, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Cowboy fans are everywhere when they're good.
They're like roaches, man. They're like roaches. They're all over the place. You can't get rid of them. Turn on the lights. But these roaches don't run. They stand there and go, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Every year they think they're going to win the
That's
Super Bowl.
Eagles. The Eagles fans do that.
Yeah.
Eagle fans never think that. I said this before in one of the NFC East live streams I did. I said, man, every star, according to Eagles fans, every star is going to be an Eagle and every Eagle is going to be a star. That's exactly how to do. They draft him. He's a superstar. They pick him up at free agency, even though he's trash. He's just, we got Godwin. He's great. We got Godwin for the Godwin sucks. I don't care how fast he runs. Trash. He's going to be great as an Eagle. Doesn't matter. It's unbelievable.
We got Jordan Howard.
Yeah, exactly. They crack me up, man. They're great. I love the Eagles fans, man. I do. I love the trash talk of them. It's a lot of fun. Joseph Clark, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. He says, I really like the potential of our young linebacking core. Yeah, I mean, again, there's a lot of potential linebacker core and in the secondary. So it's just got to come together. And that's why, your coaching staff has to build the game plans around these guys' strengths. That's why I like what Joe Judge said. So let's get back to this question from Rob Program. He says, will we target a wide receiver in the first round next year, or a pass rusher? We'll start with you, Rich. What do you think? Wide receiver or pass rusher?
Next year, I mean, my goodness, we don't even know what we're picking yet. I mean,
well, I guess what he's asking is what is the biggest need? So we'll just put it that way. What would you prefer? Do we need a wide receiver more or a pass rusher more? We'll answer or ask it that way.
The problem is Kyle Fackrell had 10 sacks 2 years ago, and then he had 1 sack last year. So if he turns into a 10-sack guy again, if Marcus Golden is on the team this year and has 10 sacks again, and I'm not expecting that from either, I mean, is Leonard Williams on the team next year? That's really tough. But if we just want to address our biggest need, I wouldn't be shocked, depending on who's available, if we went O-line again. I mean, if you got to protect the franchise. Daniel Jones is the franchise, and then franchise A and B are right there with Saquon Barkley. Between the two of them, what I think is an underrated receiving core. People crap on the receivers. I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans like, oh, we got CeeDee Lamb. What do you guys have? I'm like, if they're all healthy, we have a pretty solid set of receivers. I could see them going lineman again. Defense, I don't know if they'll do free agency and try to get an edge that way, but you're either all in at one spot or you're not. And Gettleman went pretty big on the O-line this draft. I could see him going again and just, get that hog molly attitude where you got five big guys and just pound the ball at Saquon, run the play action on DJ, and just, put up 25, 30 points a game. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Al Batts, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilliant. My man Al Batts. Anybody got a problem with me? You see my man Al Batts. Yeah, I know Al. He paints houses, and sometimes he has to go see a guy about a thing. But he says, Eagles give me another reason to hate them this week with Jackson. I got to see what the hell he said, man. I am completely oblivious and ignorant to what the hell he said. Obviously, he said something pretty bad, so I'm going to have to check it out. But needless to say, he never needed to say anything bad for me to hate him. I hate this Sean Jackson, one of my all-time hated players. I could never stand that guy. Sajid Syed, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, he says, the Pats are America's team, not the Cowgirls. That actually makes sense. Sleeping Angels, good to see you, my man. Brilly says, do you think the Giants go to the playoffs this year? We'll answer that in 1 second. Amir, what do you think we need more? What do you think? Defensive end, defensive pass rusher, or wide receiver?
Yeah, I think we need defensive pass rusher the most. It is, besides like offensive line, on the defense, that is probably one of the most, I would say like first you need quarterback, offensive line, and then defensive end. Defensive end, we definitely need. I was actually hoping we could got Chase Young this year, but we didn't. We didn't have that pick. I'm pretty sure if we could have took Chase Young, we would have, because he was that dynamic. When you have a player like that, comes after the quarterback, causes fumbles, causes mistakes from other teams, makes your defense better. You can do more with defensive schemes with good pass rusher. So that's why I think pass rusher is a good answer. That's what we need, and I think we should go for one if there is a good one available at the pick that we have.
All right. PTA, what do you got?
I'm going to agree with edge rusher. We definitely need better pass rush. TSR talked about Fackrell. Fun fact, when Fackrell had all those sacks on the Packers, Patrick Graham was a linebackers coach. So who knows, man? Maybe he has another one of those seasons. Marcus Golden, we're going to see. We got a few more weeks to see what happens with him. But I mean, I do think that we need edge rusher more than anything else. Wide receiver is our number 2 priority. I don't hate our wide receiving core. I just don't believe in it yet. And maybe if they can all stay healthy and we can see the whole wide receiver core play, then it can make me a believer. But right now, I'm not a believer. Slayton is a monster. I love him. Young Shep is a really good wide receiver. He's a great downfield blocker. I think he's underrated as a downfield blocker. And then when we're talking about Golden Tate, I mean, he's still good. He's still got the juice, but how long does he have the juice for? Man, he's getting old. I really do think that our wide receiver core has to be a priority. But who knows, man? Maybe Benjamin Victor turns into something. I don't know. Maybe we get another Slayton.
I also think you could get receivers later on in the draft. That's absolutely you can. But pass rushers usually go early.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I'm a defensive guy. I already said that. So give me the pass rusher. I always want the pass rusher. I always want defense. Mr. A. Lewis Sr. says you should have got a Yankees beer glass. The cap is extra. It was lost in the mail a long time ago. I got refunded for it already. Free cap for you. I remember you saying that. I didn't know that was the cap. But thank you anyway for sending that to me. I appreciate it. I haven't gotten the beer glass yet, but I have to go check my P.O. box tomorrow. Anyway, but I mean, you're the man. So thank you, Mr. A. Lewis Sr. I really do appreciate it. So Sleeping Angel says, do the Giants make the playoffs this year? PTA, we'll start with you. Do they make the playoff?
No. 100% no. Giants are not going to make the playoffs. I'm sorry, Giants fans. I'm a Giants fan. Y'all see it, okay? This is a lifestyle for me. No, I'm realistic, okay? We can't sit here and be Cowboys fans or Eagles fans and say every year we're going, because it's not true, okay? We're not. This is not our year. But next year could be, and I definitely think 2 years from now we will be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Amir, what do you think?
I agree with PTA. I don't think that this is the year we go to the playoffs. We're still a young team. I do like the draft picks, but they're going to take time to develop and get better. Like he said, I think either by the year after or, in 2021 or 2022, around then, we should definitely be making the playoffs because I think our young core would have developed and we would get better players. So not yet, but, we are getting competitive in the division, which is important, I don't think we're going to be 4 wins anymore, which is great. And we're going to keep improving. So that's what I think.
Rich, what do you think?
Yeah. Unfortunately, no. I think we'll keep it interesting until the last few weeks of the season. We'll kind of be in the mix, but we're not going to make the playoffs. But hit this down. Super Bowl within the next 4 years.
I like it. I agree with all you guys. I don't think we're ready yet. I think we take a step in the right direction, but we have a very tough schedule. And these guys have got to learn how to win. And not to mention, we have a brand new coaching staff. And because of the COVID-19 thing, we haven't been able to practice. We haven't had OTAs, haven't had minicamp, haven't been able to get together with the coaches. We're at an immediate disadvantage to start the season because the familiarity is not going to be there. It's going to happen to a lot of teams, but, I think that hurts us as well because we do have a new coaching staff in there. We got almost 200 people in here again, guys and girls. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up. It helps out the stream. More importantly, make sure you go into that description. The links to all 3 of these guys' channels is there. Click on them, sub them up, ring that bell notification. And as always, thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. I love doing these roundtables. They've been a lot of fun. They've helped me get through this whole pandemic thing. I saw somebody put in the chat, Yankee Dog in 2 weeks. Yes, Yankee Dog will be back. Laker Dog will be back. We're talking about football. I'm going to be a very busy boy at the end of July. And not to mention, I just want to make this real quick. I'm still waiting for Joey Shakes to get back to me. Looks like Bach Lombardi is in for the NFC East Roundtable. I got a hold of Street Scores today. Looks like he's going to be involved. So I may have another NFC East Roundtable next Wednesday. Hopefully that comes to fruition. You
got Vosh? Hey, Bad Dog, if you got Vosh, I need you to put me in touch with Vosh. I need to talk to Vosh.
Yeah.
That's my guy. I watched the shit out of Vosh Lombardi.
Yeah.
I love his content.
A lot of Cowboys fans said, see if you can get him. And, I reached out to him. He's like, I'm down. Just let me know when. I was like, awesome.
Great.
He was down immediately. So they've been good, man. Rob Probrand, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really. He says, in football, what position do you guys value the most and why? PTA, we'll go with you first.
Left tackle. Offensive left tackle is the, in my opinion, offensive left tackle is the number 2 position of value on a football team. Okay. Now, if your quarterback is left-handed, then right tackle is the number 2 value position. Okay. Because quarterback is the most important position on the field, right? That goes without saying. You build a team around your quarterback, but you got to have somebody to protect the quarterback's blind side. So the left or the right, the blind side tackle, in my opinion, is if quarterback is right here, blind side tackle is right there.
That's very
all right.
Rich, what do you think?
Obviously, the standard answer would be quarterback because that's the centerpiece of the team. But I don't. You know what? I'm going to go with kind of a cop-out answer here. I don't think there's one most important position because we've seen teams win so many different ways. We saw our Giants lose to a Ravens team that was just defense, and had garbage at quarterback, but just didn't have to turn the ball over. I mean, when you look at the Rams, what they were doing offensively 2 years ago, and they ran into the defense of the Pats, and that just completely shut down. And probably the worst Super Bowl any of us ever watched in the snooze fest. I mean, the quarterback is the generic answer, but you win via team. This isn't the NBA where you have one centerpiece on your team, and that might be enough to get you to the promised land. Maybe you have your centerpiece and then a solid number two. I think every position is important. I mean, I know it's a generic answer, but you need 11 guys that are cohesive on offense and defense. If you have one extremely weak link, that can just blow it up. If you could have the best defense in the world but have the worst starting left cornerback in the NFL and he's giving up bombs every play, then your team's still going to suck.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you think outside the box in that one. Amir, what do you think?
I just went conventional. Quarterback's the most important, but I agree with Rich what he was saying. That makes sense. But yeah, I think quarterback's the most because, you know, he's the captain of the team. He gets either all the blame or all the credit if you look at it every time for every game. So quarterback is the most important no matter what.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with PTA. I think that they go hand in hand. I think the quarterback and his blindside protector. I mean, Daniel Jones did a hell of a job, but his blindside protection was trash. And the Giants' blindside protection has been bad for years. That's why we brought in Nate Solder to get better because Eric Flowers was a train wreck. And if you type in Eric Flowers, and it will auto-correct his name to Wreck, which I think is perfect. Anytime you type in E-R-E-C-K, it'll automatically autocorrect it to Wreck Flowers, and that is exactly what he was. He was a complete utter wreck. So, yeah, I agree. I think quarterback and blindside protector are extremely important because if your quarterback's getting housed, it doesn't matter how talented he is. If he's getting blindsided, he ain't going to be any good.
Why is there a blind side? Should we just remind people of that? Maybe the greatest defensive player of all time. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, and 100%. 100%. That is the reason why blindside protector is important because of a guy that played for this team that was the best defensive player on the planet. You're absolutely right, TSO.
Yep. I mean, the Redskins had to actually they came up with a whole different blocking scheme, and they still couldn't stop the guy. Nope. Which is amazing. Zuhaib Ahmed, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, bold prediction, the New York Giants allow fewer than 38 sacks. I would love that. Calvin, a great Cardinals fan there. Brilly, thank you for the super chat. He says, which Giants player will likely become a coach in the future? Amir, we'll start with you on that one. Do you think there's any players that become coaches in the future?
So we can count former players too, right? I would say.
Well, like I said, current Giants player.
Oh, current Giants player.
Not Eli, if that's what you're looking.
Yeah, I was going to say Eli was the one that I was leaning towards for becoming a coach. Otherwise, it's a very young team. I got to think about who I really don't know any of these players that would become a good candidate for a coach right now. I'm trying to think. I don't know right now. It's a good question, though.
Yeah. PTA, what do you think?
So the easy answer is Saquon, right? But I don't think Saquon is going to become a coach because I think Saquon is going to be on TV. I can see him being an analyst. He's just got a face and an attitude for TV. Current Giants player, I'm going to cheat because he just became a current Giants player. Blake Martinez, I think he's going to be a coach.
Wow, definitely. Well, middle linebackers are captain of the defense, so I could definitely see that happen. Rich, what do you think?
Evan Engram will be a tight end coach when he's unemployed in 2 years.
Come on, Rich. What the hell? Why you got to say that?
Bro, I'm drinking my beer. You get ready to make it spit all over the computer.
Sorry, man.
The computer is? Jeez.
Very nice. That's a great question, Calvin. You know what? I'm gonna take the cop, but I'm gonna say Daniel Jones. Why the hell? He could be a quarterback. He could be a quarterback coach in his day. Rob Brad, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, will we sign Everett or Bosa? I think it'll be Bosa, and will we have good cap space to do these signings? We're definitely have the cap space to do it. Do you guys think we sign Everett or Bosa? Rich, we'll start with you.
I could see it happening. You know, we keep talking about Leonard Williams and his $16.5 million. Or was it like 16, right? We gave him when we franchised him? Yeah. And he's going to want 20, so he's going to go that way. That frees up a whole bunch of cap right there to spend on somebody else. So I think I see it happening. I think Gettleman, I have a friend that's a huge Carolina Panthers fan. He's always telling me that Gettleman's not big on signing free agents, but he's made some moves. And if we can get Bosa on the edge, I'm all in on that.
Yeah, I love it. PTA, what do you think?
Why are we assuming that Bosa's going to walk?
Well, there's that too.
Well, I can tell you this. They can't tag both Bosa and Ingram, so one of them is going to be out there.
Oh, shit. I mean, if Bosa's there, listen, if Bosa's there, I'm going to drive up to MetLife, okay? I'm going to kick in Dave Gettleman's door. I'm going to grab him by the scruff of his neck. I'm going to have a mask on, even whether it's Corona or not. I'm going to have a mask on, okay? Because he's a cancer survivor, and I don't want to get him sick with my germs. But I'm going to grab him by the scruff of his neck, and I'm going to grab the phone, put it to his ear, and say, "You call his agent right now, and you do whatever he wants." But I don't think he's going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there. So there you go.
Amir, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we should get Bosa. I mean, I agree with PTA, though. It's going to be very hard for the Chargers to let him go. But like you said, they're going to have to let go one of those guys. Either one of those I would love to get.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to make a move at a defensive end next year. I definitely do. I could see him drafting one and signing one, to be honest with you.
I'd be happy as hell with that.
What's that?
I'd be happy as hell with that.
Oh, hell yeah. Get back to defense, baby. Saji Saya, thank you for the super chat. Brother Brilly says, get wrecked Flowers, a.k.a. I-74. Yeah, he was a damn interstate. People ran all over him. Al Bats, my hitman. Thank you for the super chat. Brother Brilly, how many sacks and interceptions will Isaiah Simmons have this year? PTA, we'll start with you.
I don't care.
Good answer.
Don't give a shit.
Oh, hard.
Amir, you have a prediction on that?
Well, that is so hard because I don't know how Arizona is going to use him, Isaiah Simmons. He could be used in a multitude of ways. I really don't have a good prediction for that. Sacks and interceptions?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. That really is hard because, I don't know. What do you think, Rich? I don't know about that.
I'm going to say he has at least one sack and one interception.
I'm gonna say that
was better than my answer. Damn.
I like that was perfect. I'm
gonna tell you this right now. Isaiah Simmons is gonna have 4 sacks and 3 interceptions. And I'm gonna tell you that Xavier McKinney is gonna have 4 sacks, 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
There you go. McKinney will have as many sacks as Isaiah Simmons. Bold prediction right there. Bold prediction. Isaiah McKinney has as many sacks as Isaiah Simmons. Damn right. Let's go. Rob Program, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Rich, who makes a Super Bowl this year?
Oh, gosh. You feel like one of these years the Saints are not going to have a bad call or something go wrong. One of these years. And I'm going to say it's this year. Before Drew Brees retires, the Saints finally make it. Gosh, looking at the AFC, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs getting back in there again. You know what? I'm going to say Chiefs and Saints.
Nice. Mir, what do you think?
I think on the AFC, I'm actually going to go with the Ravens. I really like how they drafted. I like how they got Calais Campbell. I think Lamar Jackson's finally going to break the curse of losing in the first round, like the first time he plays. And the Saints are the most complete team. They should go, but I don't think they do because they always choke for whatever reason. And I'm going to go with the sleeper kind of Super Bowl pick in the Seattle Seahawks just because I think Russell Wilson is so good. And I think that he can take that team to the Super Bowl.
I love Russell. Wilson is freaking awesome. PTA, who do you got in the Super Bowl?
Okay, I got 2 answers. I got what I think and what I want. Okay.
Okay.
So what I think is I think that the Chiefs are going to go in. All right. That's just what's going to happen. The Chiefs are going to go in. So I personally think it could be the Chiefs and the Saints. I think the Saints finally get in. Okay. They finally get in and they fucking win the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
That's what I think could happen. Here's what I want to happen. Here's what would be the best. It would be so cool to watch this Super Bowl. The Patriots and the Tampa Bay.
I knew it.
Yo, How awesome!
I knew he was going to say that.
Listen, because I'm not what I want is the Giants to go right, but let's just be real; they're not going to make
Not
it.
happening yet.
But the Patriots and the Bucks, Tom Brady versus Cam Newton in the Super Bowl. I'm getting all the way up for that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I want to see that. That's what
Well,
I want.
if that happens, people's idea that the NFL is fixed may be coming to fruition. Afghanistan, I saw you put in there, it says, Dire Giants fan, when you get the chance, just type in LT Greatest of All Time here on YouTube, and there's a vid made by John Smith. It's fucking dope. I actually have that on my channel for returning subscribers. I don't really know how that works when you go to my homepage anymore. I don't remember if it's my top 10 New York sports moments or if you're a new subscriber, you come on there. I actually have that video. And I watch that like every month. I freaking love that video, man. That is an amazing.
You can have two different videos. Dog. You can have one for returning subscribers and one for new subscribers when they come.
Yeah, I don't remember which one is which. I don't remember if the New York, my favorite New York top 10 New York moments is the subscribers or the LT one is. I don't remember. They're both there. I just don't know which one is which. For me, I'm agreeing with Amir. I think the Ravens go to the Super Bowl. I think they were a great team last year. They ran into a really hot Tennessee Titans team, and Derrick Henry did his thing in that game. But you know what? They had the best draft, and they have an incredible team. I don't see how they don't come out of the AFC. I think that they're better than the Chiefs. I think if they played the Chiefs last year, they would have beat the Chiefs because of that defense. Their defense got better. And I'm a Saints guy, man. I've been saying that for years. Chiefs has to get the hell in there. Again, they should have been there against the Patriots a couple years ago.
Yep.
But I just think the Saints, I think they're the best overall team in the NFC. I don't think the NFC is very strong. I think the AFC is very strong. I don't think the NFC is. I think that the Saints are the strongest team of all the weak teams in the NFC. We'll just put it that way.
Hey, Bad Dog, I got a video. I got a video for you to go watch. It's called the Hidden NFL. It's on YouTube. It's about an hour long, and I watched that video as a kid. And that's one that I watch every couple of months, man. It's such a good documentary on like the behind the scenes stuff on the NFL. It's great. The Hidden NFL. You got to check that one out.
I'll definitely have to check that out. Benjamin, my man Benjamin wins in the chat. He says, Bad Dog is my biological dad, and KB's my brother. I've never gotten to meet the entertainer talking sports. Is my uncle that just can't root for the Lakers. I am a lot of people's I have a lot of YouTube sons, I realize. There's many young guys out there that are between the ages like 19 and 23 that are a lot like me when I was that age. And I'm proud to say that I like to see that the youth is still doing their thing. And I love Benjamin Wynn. He's one of my best. He's a great subscriber to a lot of guys in the sports community. So shout out to Benjamin Wynn.
I just want to be people's drunk uncle. Is that can I be your drunk uncle, please?
Yeah, I mean, I get you. I get you. Definitely. The drunk uncle is always the best. Everybody has a drunk uncle.
That's why I want to be the drunk uncle.
Can I say something, Bad Dog?
Yeah, go
also, one thing I think hurts the Chiefs is Jones, Chris Jones, if he's going to sign with them or not. He's holding out, so I don't know. That's going to hurt their defense. That's another reason why I'm going kind of against them. And I think defense matters the most.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, defense is everything, man. Rob Program, thank you for the super chat, my man. Thank you I really appreciate all love tonight, brother. Brilly says phone is dying. I need to charge it, but we'll stick around with my live stream on my TV. Thank you guys, all of you awesome. Brilly, bad diggity dizzle. I don't think he meant bad soggly dizzle. I think. Yeah, soggly's autocorrect. It does that to me. Have a great night, Rob. Thank you for watching, man, and thank you for continuing to watch. Asia Roberson, speaking of great supporters in the sports community, I don't think it gets any better than her. She is everywhere, say it all the time. You could be in Sports For, you could be in mine, you could be in Rich, you could be in Butcher's Block of Patriots, Sports, Amir. Sir Cardinal, Philly 500, don't matter. Entertainer talking sports, she's always there. Asia, thank you so much for the super chat, my lady. Brilly, she says, Bad Dog, what up, you loon? Rich and Bad Dog together finally again.
The people asked for it.
I know, they love it.
They actually did. I've been getting a lot of, I got a lot of.
Yeah, well, we're together again. And hopefully we can do some Yankee games together. Those were fun.
You're gonna find a way.
Yep. What do you think about no jersey swap rule? I didn't even see that. I can't wait for sports again. Let's go Yankees and Giants. For Rich, Yankees and Giants and Nats.
And Spurs, because they're playing in a couple weeks.
There you go. and Spurs. But Asia, thank you so much for the super chat. And I didn't know that you couldn't swap jerseys.
Yeah, they made that a new rule now because
Why?
Because of the COVID whole thing.
But don't you think when you're grabbing and sweating and spitting all over everybody that the jersey's like the least of your worries?
Right. What about the sweaty balls on the court?
Right. I mean, sweaty balls. Yeah, exactly.
Sweaty balls.
Basketballs, guys. Well, come on.
Yeah. I know what you were saying. A little double entendre there. Al Bats, thank you for the super chat. My man Brilly says, any takers on Golden, or is he still Big Blue? I want him here. I think he's staying here.
Yeah,
13 days. I think he's staying here.
He's staying for sure.
Yeah, I think that he's staying. Go over like another 10 minutes, and I will let these guys get back to their lives since I've taken up enough of their time. But if you guys have any questions, shout them out real quick, and be sure to ask the panel. I did have a question for you guys, and I forgot what the hell I was going to ask. Now that's what happens when you get old. As your hair falls out, pieces of your brain go with it. So it sucks, but it is life. I did see Raheem Mostert requested a trade.
Yeah.
I don't ever care when these guys request trades. Until they're traded, I don't care. Everybody requests a trade. It means nothing.
Doesn't mean anything until the trade happens.
David Njoku, Yannick Ngakoue, all these guys want trade. So I don't know. What the hell was I going to ask you guys?
I got one for you. Actually, just not a weird, goofy thing, but we were talking about Gettleman earlier, and this popped in my head, and I forgot to bring it up. Do you think maybe some Giants fans are still a little butthurt about the big contract OBJ got and how he's going to be here as a Giant, and then the next season ship him right out?
I think that at the beginning that did rub some people the wrong way, but I think when they see, let me just say this. Number one, Daniel Jones rushed for as many touchdowns as Odell Beckham caught last year. Number two, Cleveland failed. Number three, he's already said he wants out of Cleveland. Number four, I think if anybody looks at that unbiasedly, they'll see that Dave Gettleman would have had no control had they not signed him for 5 years, because he would have been able to walk the next year. And how are you going to sell somebody on, give me a first and a third round pick and a young stud safety for a guy that may walk out your door next season? So locking him up and giving a team control of him for 4 years, I think that's why he did that. I don't think he ever signed him to keep him here. I think he was signed to be traded, and Gettleman knew he'd get more value.
Can I say something about that as well?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So here's the thing that we've got to understand about not just Dave Gettleman, okay, but general managers, period. They lie all the time. They lie right to your face. And the reason why they lie right to your face, because it's none of your fucking business what they're doing behind you, okay? It's none of your business. It's not my business. It's not your business. Okay. So all you need to be concerned with is are we making moves towards being better? Okay. And getting rid of Odell Beckham, as talented as he was, and as much as I loved watching Odell Beckham do his thing, he was an asshole. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that he was a bad person or bad teammate, but he was an asshole. And we don't need that here. That's not the way we do things, okay? It might make sense in Cleveland because a lot of people in Cleveland are assholes, but not here in Giants Nation. We don't need
Cleveland's one of the worst cities I've ever been to. Just
stop crying about that. I'm not telling y'all the truth. It's none of your fucking business, okay? It's none of your business. Yeah. Unless you work in the front office, it's none of your damn business.
KP says, Bad Dog, you didn't answer my super chat question about 2021 Super Bowl teams. Well, we answered who's going to be this year's Super Bowl. But if you're talking about a year from now, like a year after now, there's no way you can answer that one. You don't know who they drafted. You know who they let go. You don't know who they signed in free agency. I don't think that's a feasible. I don't think anybody can answer who's going to be in the Super Bowl in 2021.
Hell no.
That's a little too far-fetched, like saying, who are we going to draft in 2021?
Exactly.
I'll be double advocate.
Brandon Rogers has a good one, though. This is a good question. He says, who are the most overrated teams in the AFC and the NFC going into the season? Rich, we'll start with you on that one.
Oh, boy. Tampa Bay is getting a lot of love because of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, so that's the first one that immediately comes to mind. And that's a tough one for me because I feel like I'm motivated, and he's probably more motivated than he ever has been before. Even though he's going to be 43, a very motivated Tom Brady is going to try to prove to people I can win. Prove to people I can win without Bill Belichick. Gronk, I don't know what he's got left in the gas tank. I don't know how many screws and bolts and this and that are holding him together. I feel like Tampa Bay, a lot of people are like, Gronk and Brady and Godwin and Evans, Super Bowl. Slow down on that one. I think they're getting a little put too much on a pedestal. If they start off 6-0, all right, maybe you can start having those talks a little bit. We got to see what they do the first few weeks. On the AFC side, overrated. Now somebody said the Patriots in the Super Bowl, so I'll say the Patriots. I think they're underrated and overrated because of Bill Belichick being there. I think with Cam Newton being signed, people are going to be like, yep, this is now a Super Bowl team again. It's like, no, you don't know what you have with Cam Newton. He's had shoulder surgery, surgery for a lynch fracture. This guy was known for running people over. He was running linebackers over and scoring double-digit touchdowns when he's at his best. He's not going to be really running people over anymore. He can't do that. He can't sacrifice his body like that. So I think the Pats are a little overrated. Of course, I'm going to be devil's advocate real quick and throw in a side question. With those overrated teams, is there a chance we don't see a Super Bowl because of what's happening in the world?
Possible. Mm-hmm. Let's hope not, but that's possible. That is possible. PTA, what do you think? Who's the most overrated AFC and NFC teams going into the season?
AFC, I'm going to say the Tennessee Titans, man. Yeah. I think they're overrated as hell. And I don't dislike them. I like the way they're put together. I think Vrabel's done a great job there, but like they had one of those miracle runs, man, and like the clock struck midnight and the glass slipper, you know what I'm saying, it disappeared. Like I don't see the Tennessee Titans being like this great team. And then man, on the NFC, I think that the Green Bay Packers are like always overrated.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sports Critic. My bad, man. But I think the Green Bay Packers are always overrated, okay? Always. If any of y'all watch Marcus Whitman, that franchise guy, you tell him I said it, okay? I think they're always overrated. And like they always seem to like suck when it matters most. That's the way I feel. That's how I feel.
You took my pick. I'm still gonna go with it.
No, bad.
Amir, go ahead. Most overrated AFC.
With the Packers, yes. Aaron Rodgers is not playing as good as he used to. People just think that Aaron Rodgers is, this great quarterback. I think I heard that he was top 3 still, and I'm like, whoa, that is way too high. He has fallen off. It's obvious. That's why they're running the ball more. Their draft was laughable. I didn't like any of the picks they really made. Maybe for the future, like Jordan Love will be better, but right now he's not going to really contribute. And then a team that's overrated on the AFC, I think is that's a tough one because there's a lot of teams you could go with. I think actually the Cleveland Browns, until I see them, because I see a lot of people always tell me Cleveland are automatically going to the playoffs just because they have all this talent. Until you see it, until I see Cleveland, and I picked Cleveland last year to go to the playoffs, so I know I'm going to get a lot of hate because I know a lot of people here love Cleveland, and I know a lot of people are just putting them in the playoffs. But until I see it, man, I don't believe it. So I think they're overrated. Yes, they have the talent, but can they finally get over the hump and go to the playoffs?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a tough question. In the NFC, man, to me, it's the Cowboys. It's always the Cowboys. I mean, they think they're winning a Super Bowl every year. It's not just the fans, it's the media. Everybody, Cowboys, the Cowboys. Every year, it's the Cowboys. I don't care. They're always overrated, in my opinion, man. To me, they're always overrated. People thinking they're going to win 11, 12 games. I don't think that's a 10-win team. I think Mike McCarthy's one of the most overrated coaches in the history of football.
For sure.
So I think he fits right in there and on an overrated team. McCarthy's here. Yeah, they won 1 championship with Aaron Rodgers. You ain't getting better than that. Dak Prescott's not Aaron Rodgers. That Packers team is loaded. They won 1 Super Bowl. So I think they're overrated. And the AFC, it's interesting because I have this team winning the division, but I still think they're overrated, and that's the Buffalo Bills. I think that the Bills – everybody thinks the Bills are because they got Stephon Diggs. Well, Josh Allen still isn't very good, and their defense is good, but everyone thinks the Bills are like a Super Bowl contender all of a sudden because Stephon Diggs is there. I don't think they're that good yet. I think that's a 10, 11-win team. I think they're going to be a very good team, but people putting them in the Super Bowl pump the brakes a little bit. I think the Bills make the playoffs and lose in their first round. I don't think they're ready to go there yet. And I think a lot of people are already pushing them because the whole Patriot thing about Tom Brady leaving. They think the Patriots are going to fall off. And I understand that. But the Bills aren't making the Super Bowl. Not anytime soon. Asia, thank you so much for the super chat, my lady. I really appreciate it. You're unbelievable. Brilliant. She says, this is for Amir. I was on Discord with Tana, and somebody said, you like me. Is that true? I won't be upset. I just need to know for myself because people are always doing that to me, and I always am getting hurt. If it's not true, it's okay.
Do I have to answer this? Okay.
Shoot your shot, Amir. You shoot your shot right now. You shoot your shot. I got a feeling. Listen, I got a distinct feeling that Asia is fine in a motherfucker. You shoot your shot right now. You do it.
Asia's a great supporter, but no, I don't like her in that way.
Gotcha. I'm getting ready to set up a Tinder account for Tana. We're gonna call it Enter Tinder. We talked about this last. By the way,
we getting Tana OnlyFans. We get him an OnlyFans set up.
By the way, shameless plug, Talking Giants tomorrow on Tana's channel. You guys won't want to miss that. Talking Giants. Thank you very much. All right. Subo23, thank you for the super chat. My man Brilly says, what is one specific thing you want to see from Joe Judge to know that we got the right head coach? PTA, will start with you. Actually, we're going to start with me. And this is going to be easy. Win football games. Go ahead, PTA.
Perfect.
Okay.
Can't say any better than that.
I may be talking too early, right? But I kind of think we got the right head coach already. Like, I really do. I love this guy's mentality. I love the way he talks. And I was sold when he said, we're gonna punch people in the mouth for 60 minutes. I'm a simple man, okay? I'm a simple man. And when you
most of us are.
When you tell me that we're gonna beat people up for an hour, I'm in. I just want to beat people up for an hour and get paid to do it. I wish I was bigger. I wish I was like bigger, physically wise, so I could have played football for a living. Because if you tell me, you're gonna beat people up for an hour, where do I sign?
So it's like Skilo then. He wished he was a little bit taller, you wish you're a little bit bigger. That's how I go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a baller. I got a girl with a name, and I can call her.
I got you. I wish I was had a rabbit in a hat with something. I remember that. I don't remember the
Paula. I do drive Paula, so I fit all the criteria.
I tell you what, man. I have that cassette laying around someplace in this house. A little Skilo I wish cassette tape. Rich, what do you think? What do you need to see from Joe Judge and let him know we got the right head coach?
I want to see the one thing that I don't remember seeing at all from Pat on the sideline. Passion. Just show me you care. Like Pat, he just seemed kind of just there. I want to see fire. I don't know. I mean, that was fine with Eli because that was his personality, but you need more from a head coach. Your head coach just can't be there and just like, whatever. We lost again. Well, whatever. 5-game losing streak. I didn't see fire. I didn't see energy. And if I see that from Joe, which I think we're going to, I think he's going to be out there. He's going to be animated. That's going to let me know, all right, you care. You're not just going through the motions. And I'm sure Pat was doing his best, but it didn't come across that way. And if we see that from Joe, I think we're the right guy.
Amir, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to see him be a disciplinary, be tough on the guys, but not just say it, actually do it. If they miss practice or anything, hold them accountable. And then also the most important thing is play calling. I want to see good play calling from him. And, if Saquon is running well, keep running him the ball. I don't know why Pat Shurmur freaking went away from it. We were beating the Cowboys. We were beating teams.
Preach, Amir, preach.
Yeah, this is absolute bullshit. We should just work on running the ball because we took Saquon for a reason, So
yes.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm upset that we don't have Pat Shurmur as our head coach anymore, though.
Why?
Because having Pat Shurmur as our head coach gave me so many good fucking rants on my channel, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be ranting like that. That's what sells. The rant is what sells. So if we're winning, I'm not ranting. I'm gonna have to find other things to rant about. Listen, I wish I need everybody here that's watching this video. I need you to just subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to everybody else's channel, but subscribe to my channel and just go through my videos for the year of me raging, okay? Because that's good content, and I need to rage.
part of my charm are my rants. I mean, I have had some of the most epic, like I said, people come up with, people quote me from things that I've said on live streams that I don't even remember saying, but the Pat Shermer one is definitely one of the all-time greats. But yeah, I've had some where you start seeing hashtag shit fondue everywhere and all this other stuff. I'm out with this stuff because I get so mad at everything, man. It's crazy. Yeah. Al Bats, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilliant, my man. He says Judge will be just like Tomlin, which is a great thing. Yeah, if he's like Mike Tomlin, I'll be very happy. Zuhaib Ahmed, thank you for the super chat. Really good question. He says, who leads the New York Giants in interceptions? Amir, we'll start with you on this one.
Bradbury.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to lead in interceptions. He's the number one cornerback on the team. I think he'll probably have around 4 or 5 interceptions. I think he will lead the team in interceptions.
Rich, who do you got?
I'm going to disagree with that very strongly because you're not going to throw towards the number one cornerback on the team. You're going to avoid him.
Okay.
That's why a lot of Revis Island a lot of times doesn't have big years of interceptions because you're not going to throw that way. So I think that's going to hurt Bradbury. He's not going to have a great statistical year, but I think he'll be a very good corner. We got to look where he came from. He was playing with some of the best wide receivers in the NFL in his division. So I would love him to lead the team in interceptions. I don't think the opportunities are going to be there. I don't know who's starting on the other side. We're assuming DeAndre Baker is going to be out there. So, you know, I'd like to see him step up and lead the team in interceptions. I want him to stop being Jabroni Peppers and turn into Jabril Peppers and throw down like 6 pickles this year, and then I'll be happy with where he's going on this team. He needs to step up. It's now or never. Okay.
Yeah. I agree. He does need to have a big year this year for sure. PTA, who do you got leading the team in interception?
2 names. I think they may be tied. Or they'll be close. Julian Love. We forget about Julian Love, okay? Yeah. I think Julian Love's going to ball out. And then I think Xavier McKinney's going to ball out too. I think he's going to get interceptions too. So I think those 2. Those are going to be our interception leaders. I
like that. And don't forget my hot take. Xavier McKinney will have as many sacks as Isaiah Simmons. Remember that. For me, I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. I think DeAndre Baker's leading the team in interceptions. I do. I mean, if that's saying he's playing.
Hopefully he plays, yeah.
But because of the Bradbury situation, because they're going to be throwing to the opposite side, I think Baker's going to have a lot. And because he was picked on a lot last year, I think you're going to see a lot of teams take shots over there. And I think that I thought DeAndre Baker is way too talented to play as poorly as he did. We all know Betcher played him in press man coverage, he played him in zone coverage, which was his weak spot. When they started playing him in man-to-man and press coverage at the end of the year, he played a lot better. It's also pretty bad when he doesn't know the playbook through the first 11 weeks of the season. But I think Baker is going to have a big year. I still do. I think this harrowing experience gets his head straight.
I hope so.
And I think he has a big year. Asia, my lady, thank you so much on the super chat. Brilliant. She says, Bad Dog, when are you doing the nonsense streams again? And this time, have PTA Rich and Amir on too, because they are fine-looking guys.
Yeah.
Asia. Asia. Listen, girl. You can be my little something on the side, but don't tell my wife. All right?
Whoa. Damn.
Live.
Why be an appetizer when you can be my main course, girl?
Listen, it worked for Hamilton, okay? He had a little something on the side. It worked for him. It can work for me.
Oh, there you go. Well, listen, man. She's a Giants fan, so you'd be hitting every one of the division. You'd be all set.
There you go.
On that note,
I got to complete the collection, baby. I got to complete the collection.
There you go. On that note, guys, it is almost 11:30. I want to thank the sports critic Amir. I want to thank PTA Sports and TSR Rich for joining me tonight. This was a lot of fun, guys. It was good to have you guys on the channel. Rich, I definitely want to do some Yankee stuff with you this year. And obviously, Sports Critic and PTA, I want to have you guys on the channel again. This was awesome. I love roundtables. They're so much fun. If you guys and girls haven't done so, again, the links to all their channels are in the description. So please make sure you subscribe to each one of these guys. They have great content over there. And again, these guys are very underrated. It's something I wanted to do with these roundtables is bring a little bit more notoriety to guys I think don't get enough credit for the hard work that they put in on their channels and the great content that they bring forth. I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out. These roundtables will become popular. We had over 200 people in here at one point. So I really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you. Anybody that's super chatted, obviously you don't have to do that. So I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for all the great questions and the continued support on this channel. Although we've had no sports, your support's been overwhelming. And I say it all the time, my channel's 0 without you guys and girls. So thank you for everything you do for me. Words can't describe how appreciative I am for every one of you guys. So I will let PTA, Sports Critic, and TSR say their goodbyes, and then I'll close it out, and we will go on, and I'll see you all for Talking Giants tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Go ahead, PTA. Close her out.
All right. Hey, I really appreciate you, Bad Dog, for letting me come on here. You and Entertainer and Fish Vegas and OGR, man, all you guys, man, you guys influenced me to come here and do this. I've watched y'all for quite a few years at this point, and I said, you know what, I'm going to jump on here and I'm going to do this too. And so this is kind of a dream. I was kind of starstruck when you came to me and said, hey, I want you on.
Please don't be starstruck.
No, I'm being dead ass. I was like, oh my God, where's my wife? And I was like, oh my God, Bad Dog's going to be on this channel. Well, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I really appreciate it. And to all the people in the live stream, man, I appreciate y'all. I hope that some of y'all, or all of you, I'd prefer all of you, come over to my channel, sub it up. And I'm gonna try and give you guys content. I go live on Wednesdays every week when my life allows it. And the last thing I'm gonna say is listen, the world's crazy right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, right? And I always say this. Hey, man, be great to each other, man. At the end of the day, right, we are all we got in this world, and we got to take care of each other, and we got to love each other. It doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter where you were born, what you look like, what you believe in, or who you love, all right? We have got to come together as people, as humans, as Americans, and as human beings, and just be great to each other. I love each and every one of you. I mean that when I say that. Thank you all for your support. And I get up with you guys later. Deuces.
My man. Very, very well said. Rich, close her out.
How do I follow that? Thanks, man.
Somebody's got to follow Mickey Mantle after he batted.
That's true. So, Bad Dog, first off, thanks for having me on the channel. It's been a long time since we worked together, but I can truly say doing Yankees games with you was a lot of fun last year. So hopefully we I predict him to go 47-13 this year, so they might be a little overdoing it, but hopefully cause plenty of victories throughout the season. If anybody doesn't know who I am, and I recognize a lot of the names in the chat, my channel's not for everybody because I'm very honest to a fault. I call it like it is. I've done videos on the Kaepernick tweet he put out, which I thought was a problem. I did a video on the Black National Anthem before games in the NFL. Some people don't like people talking about that, like, don't mix politics and sports. Well, I'm sorry. Politics have crossed over into sports a big way. I'm going to talk about it. YouTube is about you, and I'm going to get it out there. Just a little. It's not going to be for everybody, but I'm a huge Giants fan, Yankees fan, and Nats fan, UFC fan, 80s movies fan. So there's always have fun on the channel, and you're always going to get me. And let me close with what I usually close with.
What you gonna do when the sports reaction runs wild on you, brother?
Very nice. Amir, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Bad Dog. Like I said, I was the movie critic before, and I used to watch movies and review them, and I still do that from time to time. But the sports critic exists because of people like Bad Dog and Entertainer, and I'm not joking. I literally used to just chill in your chats, Bad Dog and Entertainer, and just, watch your great content, never get bored. I used to just watch, no matter what sport it was. It didn't matter, even if I didn't like it that much. So thank you so much for having me on. This is a great honor. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for following along with us. I'm so appreciative of you guys. You guys do great work. I'm trying to grow myself, trying to get to that 1K mark, so close. So subscribe to the Sports Critic and Movie Critic as well. And I can't thank you enough, Bad Dog. It's just really, I'm speechless. I didn't think I'd ever be here, but I'm so happy I am.
I'm glad to have you guys on. Like I said, PTA, you're absolutely right. Talking about how we all need to love one another. I don't get very political on my channel. Rich, you're right. You listen, I always say this. I'll give you my opinion on things. If you don't like it, I don't, great. If you like my opinion, great. If you don't like it, great. As long as you are watching and you respect somebody that's being honest. And I say that to everybody that's starting a channel. I say, what do? I say, just be yourself. Be genuine. It goes through the screen. People can tell when you are being real. And whether they agree with you or not, they can respect it. They can relate to guys who are real because we all have real problems. Every one of us deals with, how do I pay the bills? I got a kid. I got a wife. I got a house. I got a job, and blah, 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 blah. We all deal with that stuff. We all have our opinions. We're not always going to agree. It's just how it is. We're human. We're going to see things from different perspective. But instead of screaming at each other, I think we need to take time to listen to one another, what we have to say. That's the way I've always been raised, especially now with everything that's going on, people out of work, this pandemic, everything, it's a crazy world. And more than ever, I think we need to lean on each other. That's why I like what PTA said. I just feel that way. And again, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I don't usually talk like that, but PTA he was right with his words. And, I'm glad you guys came on. I had a blast. And again, thank you to everybody in the chat. And guys, continue the great work on your channel. One last time, if you haven't done so, guys, links to their channels are in the description. Please go in there, click on them, sub them up, and ring the bell so you know when they drop content. Until next time, guys, enjoy your Friday. The weekend is here. I'll be live for Talking Giants on Chris's channel. I'll be live probably Saturday afternoon from the hotel where I'm going to go celebrate at a casino. Sister-in-law's turned 21. I'm going to be a little buzz dog, maybe. Who the hell knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, until then, guys, stay safe, stay sane. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle for PTA Sports, TSR, the Sports Critic. We are gone. Peace!